Don't ever come at me like that again. Also, remember when we first got these and we fucking chucked them around like idiots for like 15 minutes?
Yeah, I remember. Fucking just
fucking throwing indoor snowballs at each other.
Sure thing.
I can get the glass off my desk. It is enough space, right? I'm sorry, I forgot to. If I had woken up, I might have gotten all the stuff off the table.
If you had woken up, Amy. If you had woken up.
Me.
Oh, now the alarm goes off, Amy.
That's not an alarm.
Oh.
That's not an alarm. That was.
I was about to say that'd be a shitty alarm. That
No.
doesn't sound good at all.
Hello.
we're having a friend of ours listen to our game today. Perhaps, maybe. If everyone is okay with that.
I mean, sure.
I am not. I don't fucking care.
So quiet.
I don't know what to put this last point in. Maybe I'll put yet another point in knowledge nature to spite Cass.
Just a flex on Cass. You ever just have more skill points in knowledge nature than the ranger?
Hey, how come Mr. Brightside knows more about nature than you do, Cabin Girl? Mr. Bright.
Come the fuck on, Discord.
That was actually pretty good.
I'm really proud of myself for that.
Yeah, Mr. Brightside, that's a pretty good one.
It didn't hit me until after I said it how much I
Oh,
liked
that's what
it.
the best ones are.
Like, I had to figure out my own joke. Like, wait a minute, Mr. Brightside. Because he's like, yeah.
Well, is there anything in particular that you've been looking at putting points into?
Did you already put a point into sense motive?
I've already got several points in sense motive.
One per level. What level are you?
I'm 9.
That's how many points should be in sense motive.
My guy, I get 2 skill points a level.
Oh shit, you're right.
Oh yeah, you don't have an int mod.
I don't.
Oh
Wait,
my
you're
god,
human.
what's
You
that
get
like?
An extra one.
Yeah, you get an extra one for being a human.
That's right. So I get 3 levels. I got 3 things per level.
Isn't sense motive like the War Priest's thing, though?
Kind of, but it's not overly useful, particularly in this campaign, because we know what is the enemy.
Oh, I guess that's
Well-
fair. Well, it'll start becoming more useful. We have a mole.
The mole. True.
It'll rapidly start becoming more useful.
Who
Fuck
has
it, I'll
betrayed
make
the
that a
party?
6 and boost it to a plus 11. Fuck it!
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Throw that away.
there's also... Oh my god, Amy.
Don't make fun of me.
Look at this.
I'll make fun of you.
Nice.
You
Safe
pyromaniac.
raise. That's a lot of damage.
And
That's a lot of damage.
And I thought I was the
That's a lot.
pyromaniac of the
You
party.
know what though?
Turns out it's the DM that's the pyromaniac of the
We already
party.
knew I like to burn things. This is nothing new.
I don't want to hear anyone talking shit about pyro liking setting stuff on fire anymore.
I'm not.
Alternatively, you could never go wrong with another point in perception.
The fate of the
This is
universe does not rely on my, being responsible.
No, the fate of the universe does rely on you not burning your notes.
Well, I mean, the more stuff I set
I guess
on fire,
quite literally, yes.
the more stuff I set on fire, the more likely it is I set something bad on fire.
Okay, that's a point in sense motive, that's a point in knowledge.
And I think I have
Right.
just enough good of a judgment to figure out what the good stuff to set on fire versus what the bad stuff.
Cool,
to
that's
set
my
on fire.
skills sorted, that's my health sorted, that's my level amount sorted, that's my saves sorted.
Oh god. Oh.
Spells are sorted. Now I just need feats.
Aren't you following a feet path?
He's run out.
Oh.
He's hit the limit of it.
Huh.
Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure I have, but I don't think I have any more
So,
specific to follow.
Once we're in character, if there's anything you guys can sort out that doesn't involve Pyra, now that we've gotten back from this rescue mission, probably is definitely about to go sleep, and I'm going to use that sleep as an excuse to fucking take care of this impending stomach-based disaster, I think.
Oh
That
boy.
sounds
Why
like a
don't
grand
you
idea.
start your stomach-based disaster now?
Because I don't want the session to start without me.
I mean, you probably got about 15 minutes.
Oh god, is there toilet paper in this bathroom?
If there ain't,
No. Hang on.
You fuck! You bitch ass! You shit dicking me?
Here.
Don't let me get shit dicked.
Why are you being stanced?
Because I gotta do a poo. Foot.
Hey, babe.
What's up? What's up, hon?
Well, I need you to come over here before I can tell you what is up. Find an additional feat for Galahad. He also gains 7 skill ranks.
Oh, wow.
His stats have also changed slightly.
Oh, it's nice to have this back.
Devastating Strike. That's a good one. That's one suggested at 9th. I've got a suggested one at 9th and then a suggested one at 12th. So let's see what Devastating Strike looks like.
7 skill points, he said?
Yeah, she did.
The ice main
Chicken nugget.
Please, I just want to see my wife and kids again. Okay.
Ooh, that is a problem.
What?
Devastating Strike requires a BAB of 9.
Yes, but war priests get to treat their base attack bonuses equal to their level whenever they gain a bonus feat for being a war priest.
That's right. Thank you.
They also get to treat their war priest level as their fighter level whenever they get a bonus feat for being a war priest.
I forgot about that. Thank you so much. Whenever you use Vital Strike, improve Vital
I
Strike.
can't wait until I finish my system so that I don't have to remember eclectic shit like that. I could do without it. I could do without base attack bonus, to be honest with you.
That's fair. Ooh, +2 bonus on each extra weapon damage dice roll that the feat grants.
That's very nice.
Oh! And it's multiplied on a crit. Oh.
So +2 damage per damage die. Your Vital Strike does what, 3d6 or 3d8 at this point?
I will have to double check that. Fuck you mean Vital Strike not found, you dirt bitch?
Dirt bitch?
Yes.
I am deeply concerned for Ty's gastrointestinal health.
You probably should be, yeah. There it is.
I feel like he's about to raid on a category for hurricane shitstorm. Shit. I have to be able to hear this. I hope. Eric, can you tap each of those microphones? Okay, need a Reno. I can't adjust the input to what I normally have it to do because I normally have it set to just monitor. But if I do that, it'll send no signal to the computer.
The fuck?
No, it still should actually. No, because for whatever reason, Discord picks up from the DAW instead of. I'm just talking to myself. Don't look at me, Tattoo Masters.
I'm just kind of looking back and forth.
Do you feel like you lucked out with your name?
Oh, hell yeah. Are you fucking kidding? My name's fucking awesome.
I'm glad because it's either one of those things where it's just like, oh god, I hate my name.
Imagine
Fuck
having one
yeah.
shot at life and being named Eugene.
Ugh, God.
Or Melvin.
I have been back and forth on that, though. In middle school, I dearly wanted to change my name to Thomas, so it would be at least somewhat normal. Kids would stop making fun of me, and I'd probably have some kind of a chance in a professional life.
Tattoo Masters.
Actually, having grown up with it now, I would not trade it. I fucking love my name. It is the raddest shit, and it's a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
So why are you named Tattoo Masters? Because my dad is irresponsible.
Pretty much, actually. He was a traveling tattoo artist. And he named me after the shop he had at the one point that he had a physical shop.
Tattoo masters.
We told you about why, like, we say it like that, right?
No.
Former coworker named.
Oh, thank God she got fired. She got fired for stealing from the fucking kiosk up front.
Damn.
She deserved it. She was a bitch.
Yeah, fucking. A former coworker got fired for that. But whenever we would mention you, she'd always just say your name like a parrot repeating a trick. Like.
Right, because she was excited that she remembered it.
Yeah.
I remember her now.
Kind of cute, but she's so unwholesome.
She's such a bad person, it's hard to find anything she does, like, enjoyable.
That's fair.
We're out of candles, ain't we, Chief? I'm about to be real, sad behind this DM screen from the looks.
We might actually have to use the actual electric lights on this one.
Garbage!
I did
I
not
know.
go get more candles. I should have gotten more candles.
Can you get the little thing so at least I can have a light back here, maybe?
What?
It's with the terrain, the little gray thing.
Oh, the quote unquote lantern.
Yeet. Oh. Oh, God.
Man, all these wicks are burnt to shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I can run and go get something, maybe.
Where would I get a third damage die from? On my vital strike.
Do you not have greater vital strike?
Not yet, that's 12th.
Mm.
Right? Let me double check. You bitch.
Well, what feats do you already have listed?
Maybe I have greater vital strike.
Or improved vital strike?
I have vital strike.
Feel better?
Hmm?
Feel better?
Did your
Yes.
poop succeed?
Task achieved successfully.
Yeah, improved vital strike isn't until 12th.
I also managed to take a look at the Smash patch notes. Not anything in particular, but there is one thing I can say.
What's that?
Bayonetta.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Improved
yeah,
vital
did she
strike
get
is
buffed?
next after
Bayonetta
creative.
finally got buffed.
Excellent.
Oh boy, Smash Boy.
Nintendo finally
Yeah.
fucking...
I can't do improved
Fuck the peer
until
pressure.
level 12
Actually,
the next time I get a
Every
No, I-
character I play got a
yeah,
buff
level
sometime.
12 when I'm a high enough Bab and I have a
And they
feat.
nerfed Pichu.
Excellent. Sounds like a successful
Making
patch all around.
one attack at your highest
That
attack bonus.
concerned me for a second. I thought we lost power.
No, and
Okay.
even if we had...
I mean,
This will
these
be an
are both-
interesting session.
These
Yeah.
are both battery powered.
Devastating strike is going to be my best bet for the
Even
moment.
Ganon got buffed.
Oh, nice.
Every
Also-
character I play got buffed.
Everyone is buffed.
This is not good. This is no bueno. I have no lights back here.
What's the problem? There's no candles?
We're out of candles, and this will not provide me a sufficient amount of illumination.
That's because that thing sucks.
This candle will do.
We use it as terrain for Warhammer.
Yeah, that's about all it's good for. That and the visual of, hey, there's a lantern.
I'm considering taking out the little like tea light and clipping this off, and then painting it.
Well,
The only buff Ganondorf received is down smash connecting more consistently, but no nerfs is a buff to me because I'm expecting any second, like any given patch, for it to be like,
Oh, we
Ganon-
actually removed Oya.
Yeah, Ganondorf's
no
forward
nerf.
smash now actually has severely reduced knockback, and Nair does no damage actually, it's only knockback.
Oh, we made him bad now.
Oh yeah, by the way, we removed him from the game just like we did in 4.
You don't
Matt-
want to keep those candles close to all that plastic.
no, I know.
Zero Suit got buffs, Sheik got buffs.
Shit, we might actually have to play this session with just normal lights. We have so little candle.
So few Campbell.
Matt should be here in about 2 minutes.
The hope, right?
If it had been like 5 minutes, I could have made the run, but unfortunately, this is not the world we live in today.
that's 1 feet out of the way.
Also, Seneca was absolutely wrong about that CC still being open in that lot.
Right. I was going to do craft magic weapons and armor, so
He
I
said
can
that it like stopped
make
being a
those.
CC's, but they renamed it like Pizza Buffet, like just like a generic name. But that is absolutely shut down now. That or they're not open at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesdays, which seems unlikely to me.
Being that I'm a war priest level 9th, I'm at least caster level 5th, right?
Hey.
Oh, you are
Hey.
caster level 9.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna go ahead and get craft
Hey.
magic arms and armor.
Well,
That's how
you
you
got your mags.
They're not quite the
Man,
ones. They didn't have any ones that you had.
That is not gonna work, dog.
That's the best that I could find.
You probably should have just not bought some. They're not cheap. Those are huge. The holes you'd have to drill for those are huge.
Well, you got magnets now. At the very
You have
least.
magnets.
If I have whenever I get big models, I could use those for like big crisis suits.
May I see? True.
Those are a lot stronger than you think they are. Those will probably rip themselves out of the socket.
So you said I put Galahad's new skill points in.
Yes, and he gains a feat as well. So hi,
Crack.
Matt. Hi, Siri.
Hi,
Sorry
guys.
that we failed to wake up in
You're
time.
fine. It's all good. I was just getting a little worried, like were plans made and I didn't know about it, or is my phone being dumb?
No.
Alright, it's no problem at all.
And Tat, you're the only one who leveled, correct?
Correct.
Hold on. I didn't actually see if I leveled. Let me put that.
Nope, I'm
Well,
still.
Were you 9th level?
No, I don't believe so.
I'm still a specific number
Maybe.
way away.
Well, what level were you?
Yeet.
Oh, I was 9th level.
You were at least the same level as the rest of the party, minus Jasper.
Yeah.
Is that your car?
No,
No,
that's those over there.
yeah, that's theirs.
Yeah, I'm at
Oops, son.
85,000 experience.
You ever manage to like
You're at what now?
get the little skin that's like between
Yep.
your nail and your finger?
Yeah, that happens to me all the fucking
Like
time.
you ever managed to get it removed when it's
Yeah.
been bothering you for a really long time?
Mhm.
There's one I've had actually like for months, and I managed to get it off today.
Oh,
I
felt really
haven't
good.
added my
Right on.
experience yet. What was it? How much did everyone gain?
You're wide, too.
A certain number.
Where are your magnets that you have? They're over
Magic.
there.
It's all in chat.
No, I'm saying, but can I physically see them?
Oh, sure.
Imagine it. Or
Both of
them.
imagine it.
Both
Both
of
imagine
them.
it.
And I meant our experience.
The smaller ones are what I use.
Yeah, those.
And I believe you already put in your experience, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm just letting
Oh.
letting him know. And
Oh, okay.
apparently Galahad has a feat, and his stats are different now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He's learned a few things.
These ones are the same
Matt.
width as these, but not. These are much longer. But these are the same width.
Mash you.
Yes.
Yeah, but these are too big for my minis already.
Now, when I have the opportunity, I can go ahead and craft a shield that is good at bash.
What would you like?
Made from war
Bayonetta.
table.
What about
Made
Bayonetta?
from war
She
table.
got both.
Oh, cool.
There was
Rules
battle
is written,
packs
you
today.
cannot
Bayonetta.
shield bash and vital strike because shield bashing takes an attack.
I wasn't expecting to be able to vital strike and shield bash, but if I use a snarl shield and put spikes on it, I can damage and disarm.
Yeet.
has his base attack bonus gone up any? Or
Do
should
you
it
have
still-
2 attacks?
Hmm?
Do you have 2 attacks?
Yeah, I've got a +6 and a +1.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I can do a bash
Otherwise,
and then I
otherwise you're 2 weapon fighting, because then you get 4 attacks. You get to bash with your shield twice and hit with your axe twice. But don't.
But don't do that. This is a bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
No, the bash is just more of kind of, hey, you don't have a weapon, and also you're
Why
damaged.
can't I find how much experience we gained last session?
I'm going
Mhm.
fucking
That's not
crazy
good.
over here.
What happened?
Everyone gains
Wolf got
5,000
fucking clapped.
Oh, did he? How's that?
Wolf
that
got
it?
fucking slapped. He got nerfed
5,500.
so hard.
How bad?
Okay, hold on. Let me read this shit.
Well,
There's
it's
a
from
lot of
20.
shit.
No one cares. Wolf was actually pretty okay.
Wolf was fucking high tier. He was one of the best in the
Right,
game.
he-
Pichu got fucking clapped.
Oh, did
Yeah, Petrie got slapped hardcore.
So
And you gain 2,000 more.
yeah.
He
So,
takes more self damage
so
from all of his
7,000
moves
left.
now, and also his moves have like reduced
Come on.
knockback.
he? Okay, that's
Alright,
Fuck up
let's
Pichu.
light the candles and lanterns and see if we have enough of these today.
Alright.
It's,
Where is the lighter?
we both gain 5,500, and then we both gain
7,000.
Lighter.
7,500 gold.
Don't you have like a trigger lighter, like a distance lighter?
Unfortunately,
The
that one's
grill
out of
starter.
Don't be a little.
Yeah, grill starter.
Damn,
I don't
I'm
know where it
2,000
is.
away
Don't
from
be a little
leveling.
bitch.
2,000 away. That sucks.
Wait, how are you 2,000 away from leveling?
Because I was at 60.
Well, okay.
That was at 64,500.
You?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh
Okay,
my
hold on.
god, that's right. You were not present. No, you were. I don't think your experience is right.
Are you sure?
She had that whole adventure herself in the Sunken Citadel a while ago.
I don't think that one's kind of light.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not. I
less
tried.
than everyone
I'm
else.
sorry.
That's like 20,000 less than them.
How?
That's why I'm asking.
Damn, his down smash
Could I
has
have
less
not-
range.
How much experience
His
do you
neutral
have?
special has increased
85.
vulnerability.
Yeah, you're missing like 20k.
This one doesn't light either.
Because both Siri and Pyra also have that much, and they definitely have not received that
This one
much
just-
more experience than you.
This one just burnt out. It looks like we're on normal lights and lanterns.
No, if we're gonna use
No.
the normal lights, we're not gonna waste like
Because these two won't light. This one's on its last legs. We would have two lanterns.
Well, I'm sorry that we failed in all respects this week. The atmosphere is poor. We're an hour late.
God, this might as well just not be a session.
Hour
Jeez.
late.
Shut
Wow.
up.
No
We're half an hour
atmosphere.
late.
We're half an hour late.
So what happened last time?
We
I'll
rescued
help
a
you
Dagon.
focus The discrepancy in your experience.
Tyler, don't forget your job.
Oh
Now
God,
we're officially starting.
Are we open? Are we recording?
Yeah, we've
Okay.
been recording.
Yeah, we've been recording.
Oh, I was just fucking geeking out about Smash Notes. I'm fucking.
Fucking idiot!
Hello, everyone, and welcome
Don't
back
be
to
weird.
It's Always Sunny in Ava.
Does this base attack bonus go up any?
I already put it in.
Oh.
Alright, now that that's out of the way, last time,
Let me forget
as a bit of catch-up notes, we found out there is a mole among the people in the keep. We don't know who it is, but we've got a couple of ideas. Some are dead ends, some are going places. We're investigating that. Cora had the idea to go save Galahad, and her, Drolish, and Pyra managed to be able to succeed in that after a daring battle. Operation Saving Time was a complete success, and they are on their return to the keep.
Yep.
Some enlightening things regarding Graceland specifically have been revealed through her actions and interactions with various members of the party, and suspicions are being raised. Here we come back at the moment where the party is returning from the successful Operation Saving Time with Castor in the war room, and I think Graceland was just on her way out.
She had already left. She had
Okay.
left some time ago. She had brought you a drink.
Yes,
She did not drink any.
I did not. It's just kind of sitting there on the war table.
He probably was going to drink it, but he...
Nothing better than at once point hot now cold tea.
Ah,
Everyone's
yes, I
favorite.
do so love a good
Indeed.
sludge.
I do so love a good lukewarm broth.
I do love.
I
leaf
love
water.
leaf broth. My favorite.
Fucking leaf soup.
Is tea a soup?
No.
I don't know. You answer the.
If anything, it
you
could
seem to be the
considered
soup
broth.
expert.
Anyways.
Could you not?
Anyways.
I'm just gonna grab improved initiative.
So,
When you put the honey in your tea, oh yeah, you get in that leaf water, you sexy, sexy bee sauce.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
okay, that's all awful. Anyway.
Shut the front door. I'll fucking.
He does not stand that.
You do not abide.
Anyways,
Oh, that's a better thing.
so you guys, Castor, Cass, you're both sitting around the table in the war room. Because I seem to recall you entered the war room shortly after Graceland had departed.
No, I was listening in on their conversation.
So you're just a distance away.
Yes,
Okay.
I was actually going to make a perception roll to see if anyone would have followed me or
Sure.
Grix
Go ahead.
was like fucking doing shit.
Grix was listening to you. Listen.
Yes. Grix was listening to me listen at the listening.
And then the captain was listening to Grix, listening in on you, listening in on the party.
through my ring.
Through your ring.
Shit.
And then he was being listened to by a giant purple worm.
And the giant purple worm was actually being listened to by the Neothalid that we
Who was
fought.
riding the purple worm?
Wait a minute.
Neothalid is actually a spy for Azakul, Wormlord!
We had misunderstood our enemy. It is not the Worm Lord, it is the Worm Lord.
Oh my
Worm Lord
Thank
Neothalid.
You're fucking. There's no one.
There's no one.
There's no one.
There's no
You may not be good at nature, but you can see.
The 1 point.
I don't know what this mushroom is, but I can fucking see it.
The 1 point caster was considering putting into nature just to fuck with you. Like, oh
Just a
man.
flex.
Oh man. Dude. Do you know what a threatening sight
And I
it would be
believe
for caster to flex?
we are in. So we're in the
You guys warp in with a mutilated Galahad, and there is the thunderous, rancorous crack of thunder as like just they zap in. A bunch of stuff gets blown around on the war table.
Oh, sorry about the table caster.
It's fine.
Well, if it makes things any better, and she gestures at Galahad, piece of cake.
And I'm
You
all-
did it.
We
He's
did.
a little worse for wear, but he's alive.
Oh my fucking.
Sakes, Rakes, you guys look terrible.
Oh,
It was.
I'm going to sleep.
They all look like shit. They all look like they came one hearty cough away from death.
If you see Cassandra within precisely the next 2 minutes,
What's up?
I need to talk to you before I go to sleep. I was gonna wait until after, but you showed up fast enough. Come on, we need to talk privately.
She's wheeling in from the hallway. She's
Turn
not
around.
next to you guys. Well, I'm going to. I want to say hi to Galahad.
Oh well, say hi to Galahad. Meet me in my room. Fucking, I'm going.
All right.
I need
It
to
was.
sleep.
Fine.
It was an extremely close fight. Our enemies seem to be. I didn't
got
recognize the
that.
house. Some kind of.
You got that?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, some kind of drows. Rather, some kind of drow. One of the houses.
And I recognize it. So, speaking of which, do you have any books on like referring to any drow houses?
Oh, probably.
Anything? All right. I need to check something.
Okay.
I have suspicions, but I'm not 100% sure.
Not a
What
problem.
kind of suspicions do you have?
Hey, no. Don't talk right now. Just save your strength. And I'm already in the meal. And I'm already healing.
I mean, I can answer questions.
What a
Heal.
lad.
Heal.
Cass wheels up and says, "Hey, bud, how you doing? You doing all right?"
I cannot see or fly.
We do have your wings, so you have that ability soon enough.
2 weeks ago, I was outfitted for an adventure.
It's been 2 weeks for you?
Has it not for you?
It hasn't been, has it?
No. No, it hadn't.
It's been
Let me
about
step-
a week,
Let me step out of.
at least. It took you guys.
Oh yeah, it did take us like 5 days to get back from the Wicker Witch's place.
It took you about 3 days to get there and 3 days to get back, not counting all of the time that you've spent since you've gotten back doing other stuff, which has been a few days as well.
So almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At the very.
Never mind.
At the very. Anyway,
That checks out.
Answer your question.
Okay, so never mind then. I wouldn't say that.
To answer your question, the suspicions I have is just a private affair. But if I come up with anything, I'll be sure to let you all know.
They're part of a Jesdren expeditionary force.
It probably has. The reason I'm just sorry. I don't mean to cut in, but the experience probably has to do with maybe Cass not going out with the party with the Wicker Witch initially because of all those encounters that she missed out on.
I mean, maybe.
She missed the Hell Knights.
I missed the Hell Knights,
Yeah.
the dragon, and some other.
That's still a lot of experience.
So.
You'll get more.
Okay.
But
You said expedition you mentioned?
Yeah, they're cooperating with the Red Hand. I'm not entirely certain their involvement, but pretty much everyone who works for the Red Hand seemed to bow their head when these guys showed up, and they took a particular interest in me. A lot.
I see.
They asked a lot of questions about you, Cora.
What did you tell them?
I told them that I only knew your name. And at least as long as I could manage to do that.
Did they torture you?
Well, my eyes are missing, so let's use some contextual evidence and suppose that the answer is yes. And we'll not dwell on too much of what that might entail.
Well,
So when they began to beat me more harshly, I told them that you had taken a boat to the Southwind Archipelago.
Okay.
I admire your determination, friend.
Expedition.
Under all that pressure, you.
I say this calls for a feast. The
I'm-
return of a friend.
Not hungry.
Not now, obviously.
One more question, if I may ask.
Sure.
You mentioned an expedition. Was it towards the north?
They're not an expedition like for conquest.
They're an expeditionary force.
And
They're
the
just
Drow come
expeditionary.
from the north. Why would they go further north?
Okay, so that...
They're an expeditionary force. It's just one of the houses.
that gets rid of one suspicion.
It's one of the houses. Putting their interest into an area, but
Still,
But Jezdra isn't a house. It's a general. A well-renowned one at that, from what I seem to understand.
do I recognize that name?
You're welcome to roll for it.
I will roll for it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Would I recognize that name?
You're welcome to roll for it.
What am I rolling?
Either history or nobility.
History it is.
I'll try to not
Well, both are 19.
That's an 11.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 19.
A 19 total?
19 total.
You don't. Not because you wouldn't at least have some information, but because this has transpired since your departure from the Drow Empire.
I don't recognize that name. He must be a new player.
I still wish to read your books, Cora, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. And well, Galahad, it seems to me that you quite badly need some rest and some real actual medical care.
Yeah.
Need help for any sort of surgery to reattach his wings. Call for me. And then she wheels her way out towards Pike.
And don't worry anymore. You're safe now. I
I
promise I'll never let anyone take you again.
I mean,
I should have been there. And I wasn't.
Whether or not I'm physically safe, it'll be a very long time before I feel that way. I may not have eyes, but there are things now that I have seen and that I see.
You can tell me about them if you want. And if anyone else wants something, I'm going to take my unless anyone else wants something, I'm going to take my leave now.
I would like to speak with you later when you have the time.
Of course.
Drill starts making her way towards Cora's room.
And she just hugs Galahad tightly, and we walk to my room.
When Cass is wheeling out, she also mentions the caster. I need to talk to you two at some point.
Let's start with you two having that conversation then.
Me and Caster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I guess.
suppose I have nothing better to do until the table gets reset.
Come with me.
You're the one setting the table, chump.
Got him.
Get fucked.
Just
I'll be
I
sure
would-
it's set before the next meeting.
just have the pages do it.
So, walk with me.
Walk with me.
Cute.
And she goes to her room.
These boots of the hauberk of Malachar clacked very heavily against the stone floors of the keep.
Your stone boots on the stone floor. Because you're an Iron Man.
You need to get some strong dick from an Iron Man.
Maybe I do,
Solid
Cap.
dick.
Maybe
you.
I do.
Maybe you need some solid dick from an Iron Man.
I thought it was straight
Maybe I
dick.
do,
solid.
Shellhead. Maybe I do.
Oh man, I've been deceived my whole life. I thought it was straight dick from an Iron Man.
Anyway.
Mentions
Yeah, every footfall is like dropping a slab of granite.
God damn it.
God
Fucking chonker.
damn. Your legendary suit of religiously significant super armor.
Religiously significant to two gods now because he's gone and fucking safetified it.
Safeified.
Only a little. Not enough to be blasphemous or intrusionary.
That's still two holy deities.
Can you...
The lava's replaced
Matt,
by
you're
sunlight.
trying to put on the music.
That's what happens during some of his spellcasting.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I roll a perception
This is a
roll
quiet
to see
round.
if anyone's following me to my room.
Sure.
I can't guarantee it'll roll well, but I'm gonna roll it.
It's another. It's another you.
DuckTales. Ooh. Ooh. Wow.
The music's
Oh, well that was a
playing,
nat
it's
20, never mind.
So what'd you roll?
Nat 20 plus fucking 29.
No one is following you that you can see.
Good.
Borliant.
Or that you can see.
I always hate those little stipulations. They carry so much malice.
Well, if I don't do them every time when I say things when you guys roll sense motive, like he seems to be telling the truth to you, then you'll know, like, oh, well, the fact that you added in that little particle there at the
Yeah.
front is... Please don't. Please just leave the lights on.
You do them every times or you do them no times. Those are
Right.
the only two ways to do the thing.
I just wanted to lower the brightness a little bit, just to get a little bit of ambiance and like. That's fair.
Did you put music on?
I did. It's just really quiet.
You sure, Chief?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Is this Mountain Blade again?
It's the Vager Hall.
What? Wait, the music's different in other regions?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
You've never been in like a Serenade Hall?
Yeah.
Why would I spend any time anywhere but the Bay?
Don't you fucking...
It's the best place on
Don't
earth.
you
No, the
shut-
Nords are.
It's the,
Haley-
it's the
Haley's
best
got
place
the
in
I know I'm
Cambodia.
wrong.
None of this.
Haley's got the I know I'm wrong face
Turn
now.
that up on your phone a little bit.
It is. It's all the way max.
Well, we need a forewarning then
Also-
before we switch music because any other music we switch to will be deafening.
It's true.
Just.
But
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well done.
Cass, before she continues on with any sort of sentences, wants to make sure that there isn't any fucking red-skinned motherfucker outside her fucking door ready to make a brick-sized hole in her wall.
Alright.
What? Wait, I'm sorry.
That's gonna be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's gonna be 30.
Okay, yeah, there's no gricks.
Okay, good.
Unless I find something that weighs the same as a roll of toilet paper. I'm gonna set a devastating
little
chain
pop
reaction.
to it.
Okay. Alright, so.
Can you both act like normal fucking
Oh, don't
people?
even fucking start LCD section of the fucking club.
For those who don't know,
The lowest common denominator.
The
That was
lowest common
my game.
fucking denominator.
there was a section of a club that was created by Amy and Tattoo called the LCD section, which was the lowest common denominator section. But they didn't know that. They thought I meant the LSD section. What the fuck you doing, bitch?
You need to...
Yeah, it included lots of pelvic thrusts and lightsabers coming out of dicks.
And also very,
Let's focus on this game, please.
Yes.
Okay. So Cass sits down and says, well, now that I know we're not being much to listen in on, I'm sure you've had your suspicions, especially with your recent conversation with Graceland.
You checking over? Just...
That there is some...
Caster peers down at you through squinted eyes.
Yes, I was listening in. I have my suspicions of her, that she is not entirely honest, and that she may be conspiring against us. Her and Grix. Although I feel as though Grix would not willingly do such a thing, so it might not actually even be him.
I strongly doubt Grix. He seems to have an intellect, but not the type suited for that.
Wow.
He is an intelligent man. He's just an interesting personality.
Indeed. Strikingly loyal for his profession.
Indeed. But, which is why I believe that the person in Grix's skin, or wearing Grix's skin, is a conspirator against us. And I recommend that whenever you see Grix or Grayson, you keep an extra eye on her.
Or anyone else whose name starts with GR.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend.
That wasn't in character.
I know.
GR, the traitor letters.
And
The cat also,
If you think about
she checks her desk to see if any of her fake stuff is missing.
Yep.
As I thought.
It's got a little pop to it. That is actually annoying as fuck.
Let's
That can't happen.
use someone else's phone or something.
If we can
Is
charge
it the
one,
phone
we
or
can-
is it the recording of the audio that's the problem? I thought it was
No.
like the audio file that was messing up.
No, it would be that maybe the case is like
My
blocking
phone
some
can
of it.
go on that charger. You can use my phone for it.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
going to be doing
Is it an
spellcasting until we get into combat.
Is it an Android?
Yeah.
Good catch.
Thank you.
And
Like
then
I'd be an Apple slut.
Like I'd be an apple slip.
Apple's too expensive.
Apple's too
Precisely.
Yeah, you eat apples. You don't use them for phones.
Exactly.
shitty. Who sent this low peasantry to fight?
This is a very interesting apple.
Prompt.
If you put Castor in the real world.
As I suspected.
What?
I'm just. This is Cass speaking.
The
about
missing
it.
notes
Yes.
she refers to.
I wrote some notes down.
Oh.
Purposefully incorrect about the Philosopher's Stone. They seem to have ended up missing.
I take it you have your suspicions of the perpetrator.
Aye, but while I was leaving earlier to go to the war room initially, earlier in the day, I saw Graceland peering around the corner. So, that somewhat confirms my suspicions. I'm not happy
And what do you
about
know that
this.
would point in the direction of Grix being a conspirator?
Well, he was talking to me about the source of the teleportation circle and its connections. And while he was talking to me, he didn't quite talk like how normally how Grix does, and he seemed a bit nervous. Fingers twitching, bead of sweat rolling down his face, things like that. Things you'd expect someone who's lying would do. So, it is safe to say that they are untrustworthy.
Interesting.
So, just be sure to keep an eye out. That's all I wanted to talk to you about. I have to go talk to Pyra before she falls asleep.
I appreciate you bringing this to my concern. If you find anything else, let me know, please.
Of course.
Farewell, Cass.
Indeed. Have a good rest of your night.
You as well. And he thuds his way out the door.
It's like a space marine walking.
God damn.
It's like fucking.
From like Astartes?
It's like Captain Titus.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright.
Cass wheels her way out.
I came here to steal your stuff and purge heretics, and I already stole your stuff, so let's do this!
Okay.
Blood ravens
Blood
be
ravens.
Also, this is going to be a lot of perception rolls from Cass today.
That's alright.
Just while she's wheeling out, just to make just to make sure
Good she.
she once again leaves the crack of her door, like her door cracked open a little bit, and sees if anyone's
I don't like it.
doing shit.
No, I don't trust them.
28.
Okay.
Nothing that you can.
They mostly come out at night, mostly. They mostly come out
Nothing
at
that I
night.
can see.
And now I love that you know what I'm talking about.
They mostly come out at night, mostly.
Alright, so she just continues down to
Fucking newt.
Pyra's room.
Pyra, a cripple shows up at your door.
She's already asleep. At the very least, as far as you can tell, she's already in her bed like this.
There we go. There's where character meets reality.
Someone, you need to roll a will save because for a second you think someone put the hit out on her and she's fucking dead, and the disbelief is quickly turned to terror.
No, you don't. But there is a moment where you feel like, oh god, is she dead? She died?
What happened?
Can
she die?
Can she die? Can she kill people with her laser
And
eye?
then there's a very soft beginning of snoring.
Pulls out the wayfinder. Gets really close.
Oh no!
And like she makes sure it's empty and all that kind of stuff. And she gets around and loudly loads the gun in her ear.
A ray of frost turned ray of fire flies over your head.
You wanted to speak to me?
Fuck you, Cass.
You said you wanted to speak to me.
Oh, you absolute piece of shit.
You wanted to speak to me, bitch boy?
It was quite entertaining on my end, I have to say. I'm sure if I wasn't in this wheelchair, you probably would have hit me.
You load your 7.5 caliber like poaching gun.
Yeah.
What does this gun poach? Elves.
What does this gun poach? The Dark One. Well, she sits up straight in her bed and just like fucking waking up. She's like,
In the
The
meantime,
note I wrote.
perception roll.
Just every 5 seconds. Is anyone around? Grix! I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, Grix. There's a Grix hole right there.
Ooh, I'm watching you!
shut the door, please.
Walks like 5 feet down the hallway.
Crix, you slut, come out!
Another 28.
You're good.
Okay. Cass is a very suspicious person.
Highly suspect.
And closes the door fully.
Alright. And Pyra like checks under her bed really quick, just like
Locks it like 20 times.
Answer me these questions 3 unless a Grix ye be.
the passwords of pass. Alright, no, okay. So with the door shut and her underneath bed Grixless, she finishes like waking herself up and like sits up straight and proper like she's
Actually,
been.
Grix is under your bed.
Fuck!
No.
I knew it! Damn it! She's like,
There's a Grix hole underneath the bed, like in the floor.
no, not in the floor, in the mattress. He's in the box
It's
spring.
like one of the shinobi doors.
Don't know how that works, but it's the shinobi door under that one, under the floor in that one room.
Okay.
We're fucking stupid.
The note I gave you.
I-
Did you burn it already?
No, I didn't. Shoot.
You
But
should probably do that expediently. In fact, give it here.
Hands it to you.
She takes it and goes up and smolders in her fingers.
It hasn't been anywhere outside of my front pocket.
Good. Now, if we
As far
start,
as you know.
if either you or I starts a sentence with "This keeps hallowed halls," that means we need to be on the lookout for anyone listening in or watching us.
Well, I've been already doing that on my own every 5 seconds.
Well, we need a discreet way of checking that isn't, "Hey, make sure we're not being listened to."
Got it. Also,
So what do we have in terms of suspects for moles? Did anything happen while I was
Graceland
gone?
and Grix.
And Grix.
Aye. Although I suspect that it's not actually Grix. He's spoken to me in an odd, peculiar manner, one of which Grix normally does not speak in.
And what do we have about Graceland?
I suspect that she is trying to maybe find some... I don't know exactly what her motives are, but I know she's planning something. Because while I was going to the war room initially, before you all departed, I noticed that she was behind the corner, down the hallways, looking at me as I was leaving, and I wrote up some mock Philosopher's Stone notes and
Good
formulas
thinking.
to make sure if... I also have those physically on me. I'm not going anywhere without those. But I set some fake ones up. All of them on the walls and stuff are fake, and none of them are real. But some of them are missing. Conveniently after I saw Graceland around the corner. So...
Well, this is no good.
She also had a very interesting conversation with Castor earlier.
Interesting how?
Talking about what her allegiance is to us, and why she shouldn't leave, and why we're still here fighting a pointless battle. Things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. And you haven't told Cora of this, correct?
I have not, but I have mentioned it to Castor.
Did you tell him not to tell her?
No.
No.
I'd highly suggest you do so and not mention it to her.
I'm sure he's still up trying to fix the war table. I'll go talk to him about it.
Cora's mad about that girl. Won't hear anything of this sort.
I'm sure she wouldn't, especially on...
Occasionally dropping things on the table, knocking things over.
Yep, that he's still at it.
You can hear him. You can hear him knocking things over from my room in the fucking keep.
You can hear Castor from 12 miles away.
No, not Castor walking. Castor like setting the war table.
There's no
up again.
quiet moving when you're made out of rock.
Just,
Yeah.
There's really not.
Well, he's
Everyone in that section of the keep just hears.
Shit.
It's not. I mean,
Just like.
Damn it.
Well then.
Eventually, just trying to fix it.
She said, in that case, she says, I highly suggest you not. Oh, yes, there's Castor. I highly suggest you not mention this.
Fucking hell!
I want to mention that it is... I want to say closer to the evening time now.
oh, it's late.
So he's probably keeping all the pages awake. I'm sure they didn't sleep anyway, though.
The pages don't sleep.
I'm the
They're
stealthiest
wired.
of us.
24/9. 37.
They visited Tate.
There's 2 extra days a week where they're still
One
wired.
of them pops their head in the door and you hear shuffling throughout the various hallways.
You called, ma'am?
No, I did not.
Okay.
You hear shuffling again in multiple directions as the pages keep the shape.
There's a keep-wide skittering.
It's gonna be 22.
Perception? Nothing.
Matt just sitting here rolling perceptions like...
Getting increasingly worse, I might add.
Any
Every
second.
time I
Above
blink,
20.
someone's gonna be there.
I'm the stealthiest of us. I do believe that sometime within the next day I could find my way into Cora's room and see if Graceland's been keeping those notes. If
I'm
we
sure.
can, we have physical evidence to incriminate her.
I'm sure.
Though I won't doubt she's been hiding them somewhere. If she's gotten this far, she's no doubt crafty.
She has spent quite a lot of time alone in Cora's personal library.
I do believe Cora would have some sort of magical protection on her room I'd need to dispel, though. That would be troublesome.
Well.
But that's for tomorrow.
Alright. I'll go speak to Castor.
I've said my piece.
You.
Tell
Yes.
Cora I'll see her when I wake up.
Alright.
Probably be about... What time is it again? It's like a late evening, like going into nighttime,
Like she
right?
looks out the windows with the moon.
It's
I-
like
I wanna
nighttime going into deeper
I,
nighttime.
I want to say it's getting close to 10 o'clock.
It's around that time.
Tell her I'll see her sometime around sunrise.
Alright.
And she goes from her like sitting up proper stance to instantly just...
Alright, now that I'm done being responsible.
The hit's been put out again. At no point did she ever let the blankets lower from herself. Pointedly. For a reason.
She sleeps au natural.
That is exactly the term. that I was going to use.
Not just she sleep naked.
She sleep full pit!
Full tip.
I see.
She
So,
sleeps
Cassandra
full
goes to
tit.
see Caster?
Yes, Cassandra goes to see
She
Caster.
sleep full pit.
As you walk into the war room, you see Caster about to fucking yeet one of the gauntlets of Malachar before very gently setting it down on the war table.
He's like,
Hi, Cass.
20 on perception, by the way.
Nothing that you can see.
steadily getting worse still.
Shut up.
And then
Your
he begins
perception
moving the
roll.
pieces a lot more carefully than previously, using his actual hand.
I can explain why it's getting worse. Because the more she looks, the more she's not seeing anyone. The more she just kind of.
No, it's,
Okay, no,
She's
no,
getting
she's
tired.
keeping. No, she's just
Oh.
keeping her eyes open. She refuses to blink, so it's
So
getting
it's
worse
blurry.
because her
As
eyes are
long
coming.
as I don't blink, they can't fuck me.
Someone always told me someone's trying to butt fuck you, you butt fuck them right back.
You butt fuck them back.
That's why my fights involve so much circling around people. My fights involve so much circling around people for a reason.
Oh my god.
Thank God this session is happy.
Oh, gods.
So Cassandra walks in on Caster,
God.
finna yeet, and then he just
Walk. Funny. Anyway,
That's the sound of the gauntlet hitting the table.
that's when he sets it down gently.
do
It
you
goes
need
like
some
this.
help?
I've got
Are you sure? I want to point out you probably break the pieces with your gauntlet hand.
He's
it.
doing the
Surprisingly, I don't.
he's doing the angry mom thing where they're performing menial tasks but doing it super
I'm not-
bad.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Like the process of chopping vegetables for dinner is like
You ever had someone angrily fold socks at you? That shit is scary.
Moms, be like.
Mom's be like,
Really folding socks.
Anyway,
Anyway,
you feel tired.
I want to mention also about Graceland. Don't mention anything before. Do not.
Siri.
Their core is quite involved with her, and I feel like anything of the matter
There we
of
go,
Graceland
thank
being a
you.
traitor would not go well with her, and that she'd deny it outright.
you have a point.
She's already on a high from having Galahad back, so I also think it'd be best to not even bring it up at all, in the slightest.
Agreed.
Godspeed. And she goes and Does stuff.
Godspeed, Pilgrim.
helps him. As soon as you get this finished with, you can go sleep. So I'm helping you out. It is almost 10:30 at night.
But you've already benefited from that spell that keeps you awake
Oh.
for 4 days, haven't you?
The only one that has
Yeah.
not is me. This is going to be my 4-day rest.
Never mind. It doesn't matter then.
He's just
He's
a
just
fucking,
pissed.
he's just as wired as ever.
Angry.
It's still better.
Okay, that's enough. I swear to God, I'm gonna beat your actual ass.
Lying,
beat your
Morgan.
ass.
You take 8 psychic damage as the,
As
as the
the
fourth
DM
wall
gets
just decides
bored.
it doesn't like you.
Azathoth himself is like, okay, that's starting to piss me off, dude.
As the thought hears the like, he's fuck it. Stop.
Knocks the table over again.
Well,
Flips the table over onto Caster, but
You
because
fart,
he's made of stone.
Matt.
no, I did not.
I don't believe you.
I didn't. I would have loudly exclaimed, "Yes! It has
Praise be unto him.
It has let loose!"
Lord Flatulitus!
Actually, to be fair.
Anyway.
Okay. Okay,
I'm having a
so
lot of trouble staying focused this session.
Cassandra helps Caster set the table back up.
Yes.
So you went back to Cora's room.
Yes, I went back to my room.
Okay.
And as they were walking, Drolish was drawing the emblem she saw on their armor onto her journal.
Alright, just so you know, I'm not paying attention to you at all.
That's fine.
I
Just so you
want
know,
to know,
I'm being a bitch right now.
I just want you to know, at this moment, 0 of my cares are about you.
Correct. No, she knows that. She don't care. She's just
0 of my
drawing
cares.
for her benefit.
You return to your chambers. Graceland is not there.
Huh, expected her to be here.
Galahad kind of pushes himself out of your grip. You're looking for books on the drow, right?
Yes, I am.
Assuming nobody has moved the bookshelves. And they, like, scamper over to the bookshelves and using their little clawed appendage. I say little, they're like 280 pounds. Like, they're a dragonling.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
a large boy now.
Well, they're not actually large size
Yeah.
functionally, but
They pull several books off of the shelves, and all but one of them are books on drow history.
the other one that he grabs is Tace's birdwatching book that we still have.
No, the other one is notably a book on, like, the tactics of war.
Okay.
It is authored by an old saint of, oh my god, what was his name?
Sun Tzu.
No, his name was not Sun Tzu.
Wukong.
They were a saint of one of my gods, but I don't remember which one. 'Cause
Was
they-
it Leona?
Leona's not war.
I know it.
Leona wouldn't have like a war saint person.
But anyway, that is what you receive. I will tell you which god it is in a moment.
No problem. And so,
Then again, even Celestia has soldiers.
and Droller.
You know what? We'll
Take-
say that Lu Bu is the author.
Sure, man.
But I don't know
Lu Bu.
who the fucking...
Lubu.
Sure, man.
Son Wukong.
Cora, so you're telling me you don't at all recognize this?
No, I've got the heraldries, and it's either a more secretive house, one of the smaller ones, or something that has risen prominence in my absence.
It's new. They're new.
Yeah.
They're new.
What all did you learn from being in their captivity?
All half orc.
That they're really big. There's a
Really?
lot of them.
Really?
I don't mean the drow, I just mean the red hand. There's a lot of them.
Did you get any? We managed to learn their goal from. Right. If ever anyone comes to talk to you by the name of, he'll call himself Ravix, but she waves her hand. He's turned traitor from the Red Hand. He's on our side. I wouldn't say you can trust him.
What is his name?
Message, Void Wraith.
Okay.
He's turned traitor. He's come to our side, and he let us know that the Red Hand's goal is apparently bringing Tiamat into the material plane. I was thinking that they were sponsored. They were a sponsored mercenary group by the Drow to start some kind of military movement again, but I had all but forgotten. I had all but discarded that idea until I saw the soldiers keeping you.
I see.
Don't drow typically stick mate with their own kind.
Yeah,
Normally.
normally.
They were all half orc.
Strange. I
Every
did-
single one that we fought in there was half orc, as far as I can tell.
It's been 0 days since the sword was dropped in this house.
Did you do
It's-
that on purpose?
Well, it's not. It's
I was
not.
trying to spin it.
It's not out of the question. Any measure to gain an edge over a competitor would probably be worth it, but most of the Drow houses have an idea of racial purity. It's surprising to me that one strong and apparently numerous. Well, actually, no, not the house. Sorry, I misspoke. That one such as that would.
It's not a drow house. They're not a house of their own.
That's right, an expeditionary force by a specific general. Right.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, you have all your books. If you don't mind, I'd.
Yes, yeah. You two enjoy the rest of your evening. And she starts walking out and heads towards her room, which is just a forge.
She sits by the...
A dangerous place to live when one is a pledge.
Well, she lights the forge first and begins reading. Probably a stack of books about yay high.
Very carefully placed, not near the forge.
Correct.
No.
Places them on the hot coals.
She's reading them while she's just like,
Okay, she isn't that good.
She's got the metal clamped down.
Not
so
yet.
Not
over
yet.
there.
Not that
you've
good.
got like 100 years to get better now.
Correct. So she is now entirely asleep, reading in her room.
Drollish Kinslayer, Master Smith.
And I'm just gonna be like, okay, and let's get your bandages changed at the very least. And I'm just gonna roll heal for like medical care.
Eyes closed.
Do you remember the name of the Drow Emperor?
Behind her.
The Empress of the Rose Petal Throne. I don't remember if she actually I don't remember if I've ever actually heard her name.
Alright.
Bitches. I'm gonna shit on you.
My kendo moves.
But
Right on
yeah.
you. Actually, you need shit.
19 plus 12 for medical care.
Yeah, I mean, you changed Galahad's bandages.
And do I get any more of an idea of what they did to him?
Lashes, beatings, like,
The typical fare.
stoked them, I guess, with, like, hot folks.
The least fun.
He's been through a lot, man.
Now, here's one thing you notice about Galahad's eyes when you remove the bandages from around their head. Their eyes were not gouged out with a knife. They were burned out.
Ah. Neat.
When she when she has that realization, she just like,
Please do not touch them. They are very sore.
I wasn't planning on it though. And she puts her hands to her face. I do have the swan's eye. I can restore your sight.
No, thank you.
Are you certain?
There are things I see now.
Like what?
I don't want to talk about it.
I understand. Well, and just put she puts bandages back over his eyes and just make sure that all of his wounds are clean. And I spend all of my magical healing to just patch things as best as I can. And I'll just and I'll say, well, I'm sorry again. I'm sorry that the situation happened to you. I should have been better. And I'm sorry that I ignored your advice about not coming to get you, but I couldn't leave you there any longer.
Please stop right now.
Where did Matt go?
To the bathroom.
He absolutely farted earlier.
Oh, he absolutely did.
Shitty boy.
No doubt, no doubt.
What a garbage lad.
It did not smell like me, and I know it wasn't me. And it doesn't smell like your farts.
Which are just straight bean from all the coffee.
That trying
Too late, Matthew. You've soiled your reputation along with your pants.
I feel like I would have remembered some glorious occasion.
Guys.
Galahad turns to look at you. And there's a moment of like opening their mouth to try and say something. And dragons don't really have like, I mean they have skin, right? Like they have a scaled flesh, but it's not like it's not as malleable as, you know, like mammalian flesh. And there's a moment where like his lower jaw quivers and their fresh bandages like begin to get wet with fresh blood. I can't do it, Cora. I can't. I can't do that again.
I
I really can't.
Just, she puts her hand on his shoulder and says, I promise so long as I draw breath, you will never, ever end up there again. Not there, not in anyone's captivity. You're safe now.
I'm not. I'm really not safe. And you're not safe either, Mom. There's so much coming, and we won't be able to stop it. And I see it every time, every merciful moment that I'm able to sleep. I can see it.
See what?
It's not about the dragons or Azar cool.
It's about what we found in the temple. It's about the shadow.
There's so much coming. I see different futures every time I sleep. I saw so many in the brief moments of sleep that I was allowed to have before they would whip me awake. Where you came and you failed.
I see them too. Maybe not quite as clearly as you, but I see threads, possible futures. That's why I make so many plans, Galahad.
I haven't seen one where we win.
Well, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up until the bitter end, and I will find a way. If not any of them, I will never. I'm not going to give up. Losing you nearly broke me, but that reminds me. Jackal helped me see that being morose and giving up just hurts everything.
I can't do this, Mom. I can't.
Hey, you're not alone anymore.
We're all alone. Or we will be.
She kind of collects herself and snaps her fingers, and she goes and retrieves a bit of jewelry, that like a bracelet, like a band, from her desk, and she puts it around his wrist and says, "Do you feel that? So long as that's there, I'm here with you."
I don't know that sentimentality will comfort me now.
Well, it's not it's not going to be sentimental for a long time. If you'd like, I can give you an opportunity to sleep without dreams.
And they will come whether I sleep or not. I see them. They're intrinsic to just my being, I guess. It's what they wanted from me. It's why they took my sight. As long as you're caught up in what is and what you can see, you lose sight of what could be.
And now all you can see is what can be.
What could be, what might be, what has been in other times, in other places, in other worlds. And I can't handle it.
I can give your sight back, so that you can see into the now. If you give me time, I can give you back your wings too.
No. I'll take the wings. But I feel like he'll need what I have.
I would rather you be not miserable.
I would rather be useful.
You are. You are as you are, but not.
We were beaten near to death, thrown from a cliff, brought into the sky.
And that was because I was stupid. I should not have rushed ahead. Any action, any consequence that we suffer, I've agonized over what I could have done better. And nearly always, I can think of at least a few things. So all I need to do is just be more prepared.
There's only so much preparation that will help us when the odds are so heavily stacked against us.
Well, even
I
stacked,
sift through my dreams, Cora.
stacked, but not impossible.
There are no... We have no friends in this world. We're alone.
We have each other, and we have Garrett Reed.
That is so little. Do you trust this mysterious patron from another world?
I don't really have the luxury of choosing. He has chosen us, and that's good for the time being.
Is it?
If he hadn't have chosen us, we almost certainly would have died in that temple.
I just get the sense that we're toys, Mom. We're like rag dolls thrown to the wind. We're going to crumble to dust and scatter away in the torrential current of what is to come.
There's always going to be someone bigger. There's always going to be someone bigger who thinks that who has affairs in your life. Be it your family, be it your kingdom. But that doesn't stop you.
I'm giving up for right now, Mom. I just want to sit here and cry.
Okay.
And then that is what Callahan does.
Fair.
Oh.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too.
At least he's back.
He's back.
Hey, he's back!
He's back.
We have that going for us.
Over the course of the next couple of hours, Cass's legs will be completed. I believe there was something else in the middle of being made. Is Matt okay?
He's enjoying himself. Leave him alone.
He is pooping. He's very pooping.
Matt is extremely pooping. God damn it. Extraordinarily pooping.
Extraordinary fat Pete.
The big fat
Well, while he does that, I'm going to be right back because my house is a little hot with all of you in here.
It's no problem.
Yeah, Tyler, D&D is on Aeva session is on Thursday. We're doing that now. Monday is the session that Tyler is part of, but I'm not. Saturday.
So I'm going to change out of this sweater.
Big
That might help.
Big sweaty. Huge fucking piss.
Me too, my man.
Hungry as big piss.
You doing okay over there?
I mean, this is what I expected, to be honest.
I mean, do you blame him?
No, not at all.
I mean, that would probably be me too.
I mean, what? I mean, torture, being at the hands of the enemy, losing their eyes and their flight, and their hope.
Mm-hmm. Sitting down and crying is actually kind of fair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been dreaming that since I was 8. For a foam sword to tap the back of my neck.
Yep.
For
A lethal tap.
for a simulation.
Yes.
I appreciate
Just
you.
like the simulation.
Just like the simulations.
That was scarily in sync. Frighteningly so.
Watch those wrist rockets!
Good God.
Can you
Super battle droids, take him down!
They send in the supers!
Please. For the love of all that is holy.
Can we talk about how the coolest two things in all of Star Wars are thermal detonators and droidicas?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Droidicas are fucking
Droidicas
awesome.
are fucking rad.
I really wish they made them better in Star Wars Battlefront.
I mean, they had to have grenades. But maybe they could have chosen better grenades.
But there's
In
nothing.
Star Wars Battlefront 1, they had no grenades.
There's
did they?
nothing more intimidating.
Are we talking about the original Battlefronts or?
Yeah.
Original Xbox Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Yes, they did have them in one.
Wow. I never
They did.
used them.
One thing, the most
They made more?
the most
Yeah.
terrifying thing
There
is
was
the
Battlefront 1, and then there was Battlefront 2, and then there's the PS4 ones.
Yeah.
The PS4. The joke was that I didn't know they made the PS4 ones.
Oh.
Because they didn't.
See
Because they're
now.
garbage.
Wow.
Just let me
I will say there's still nothing more intimidating than
Pardon
you
my autism.
walking down a hallway and seeing 4 droidicas rolling. And
Oh, yeah, no, that
basically
shit's
saying-
Scary.
Yeah, they'll. And you're just like,
You go, a clone trooper with just a standard
Is
fucking
Matt-
long rifle.
Is Matt
It's-
okay? Let's find another scene to swap to while Matt continues to shit.
Well, I'm assuming Daybreak arrives. Pyra's not in your room. You've not heard from her.
Well, I would hope Pyra's not in my room.
No, not yours either. She's not in either of your rooms.
fair.
She's not in Drolish's, she's not in Cass's, not in Caster's.
Let that go a little bit.
Turn the fan on,
It is on.
then turn the fan off and turn it back on again.
Welcome back from pooping.
Oh man.
That
The
looks
truth
like
does
he
come out.
Caster
Truth come
is
out.
in the courtyard
Does-
doing his daily prayers as dawn is arising in the same spot that he has to the point where it's leaving a little indent.
A little Indian
A
dog.
cracked bench.
Drollish.
Weight of
The
the harbor
bench is starting to bend because of your fat ass.
Drollish never stops reading.
Matt cracked.
Safe. I'm dummy thick.
Matt has cracked the bottom
I
of the
hate
toilet
that.
bowl.
Why do you guys drink these things? I just had one sip and I turned the toilet bowl brown. Have you guys not seen?
No, Matt, believe it or not, we haven't, and I'd rather save it for
What?
after the session.
What?
How
you don't
about we
after-
fucking don't?
I'll
Save whatever this
fucking-
poop story is for later.
No, you
Later.
don't mess with the Zohan. It's an Adam Sandler movie.
Ow.
Isn't that movie awful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
The
horrible.
way Matt's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Safe. I'm trying to plant
Matt, no,
work
tattoo,
there.
this is not better. We're moving, no.
We're
But I'm
moving
telling
on.
you, fish
Caster
the
sitting on a
clash
bench.
of the armor of Malachar keeps alerting the drow.
And we let him finish anyways. Do you realize if we just keep letting him finish, it's only gonna get worse?
Anyway.
can't keep getting away with it!
Anyway.
Anyway.
Fucking
God damn you people.
Drollish has never stopped. She would keep feeding the forge just so there would be light. And she is reading.
Almost beats the
And
book
she
one time,
has-
shits herself.
She has a shit ton of notes
Oh boy.
and pinpoints.
Droller's just like, writing is a lot harder than swinging a hammer.
So, the most recent publication that
Oh,
you have with the books among you, Drollish, the most recent publication that you have was written within the last 12 years. And there is brief mention of the skyrocketing rise to power of a particular person in the Drow Empire. Somebody who at the time was named Captain Jezdra. They are a half-orc whose lineage is not fully understood, but they worked their way up from being basically the lowest of the low peasant class to being a highly adept warrior. And not only were they martially adept, but they were tactically sufficient as well, and have continued to bring new ideas and new tactics to the Drow, which they are taking advantage of in various operations that are taking place further to the north, as well as underground. Now, their signature fighting style, because typically they deal with a lot of magic users, like demons, is that they employ a large number of people who are born with the innate ability which you guys experienced last session, the field of silence around them. They are born that way.
They're on the right track, baby. They were born this way.
And and as she reads all this, she kind of narrows her eyes. Why do I recognize them? God, where have I seen them from? And she kind of raises her eyes and squints. And may I make a roll to see if she could recall now that she has this new information?
I mean, you already know this.
Well, I mean, where, like, for her to recall where she saw it from. Because she looked at the armor and she knew it.
I mean, you don't need to roll to recollect something that you told me.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, fair enough. Okay, I wasn't.
You big forgetty?
I big forgetty.
Do you want me to type you a message?
No, I'll look it up.
Matt, I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't stop.
What? I'm just doing shit.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
What? What's wrong? What's wrong? I don't get it. I don't know why he's pissed.
Just stacking stuff there.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'm just playing Tetris.
Oh. Yeah. Alright,
That
so...
reminds me, after the session, I'm going to show
Yeah,
you guys
so-
the entire history of Soviet Russia to the tune of Tetris.
Yeah, so reading this, she stops immediately and just...
Oh no.
And she's,
No. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
What did Cass spend the night doing?
Sleeping.
No, she doesn't need to.
What have you...
She's awake for 4 days, remember?
Which I can be awake for.
Cass has been sucking dicks.
Sucking that
You
alchemy dick.
It puts you at waist level already.
Yeah.
And Drolish, after leaning back and just heavy sigh, puts her hands on the table, slowly pushes herself up and makes her way out of the room and towards the outside of the keep along the wall.
Sure, as you start leaving your...
Forge.
Well, hold on. Leaving your room would not
Well-
put you outside the keep.
Well, no. I'm
She's
thinking
heading to the outside.
Oh, okay.
leaving the room, heading towards the outside.
As you leave your room, you see Grix walking down the hallway, and he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
I suppose I could be doing better. How are you?
I heard you got your ass kicked.
By what?
What? I don't know. I guess whatever kicked your ass. All I heard was that you went and teleported somewhere off with Cora. And you guys came back looking beet red.
Yeah, but we're starting to feel a little bit better. All things considered, we cut it pretty close. Now, if your
I
skills...
find it really hard to believe that you and Cora and Pyra could be taken to the verge of death.
We were taken to the verge of death.
What happened, Chief?
I don't like that it's plausible for Grix to know about this encounter.
Matt is sitting
That's
here
fair.
fuming.
Well,
He's
I mean, it would make
he's
sense. Teleport's not a quiet scroll.
It's not quiet at all, no.
So he'd be like, what the fuck was that noise? Oh, they're back. They look like shit. Oh well.
Exactly.
I'll talk about it later.
The pages are secretly massive guns.
We set out to rescue a friend, and apparently members of the force that attacked us were there with us. And we fought, completely surrounded. We couldn't take them all out, but we got a few of them before we managed to escape.
We got all but one.
How many of them could there have been? 100? 1,000? I mean, you're you.
Thank you, I'm flattered, but... 13, 14, maybe?
There were.
They were highly elite.
You fucking. You You embellishing bastard.
Mm-hmm.
There were like 6.
I know.
There were more than 6.
There
was
were
like-
not.
there
There
were
were more.
There
There
were
were 8.
8. Oh.
She's embellishing a little bit because
You
just for her
embellish-
for her
you
pride.
embellishing
For
bastard.
her pride.
Yeah, they got us pretty good. I mean, it was only because there was like 23 of them, but
It's only because there was a whole army's worth.
They got a few nicks in. I mean, there were 52. Can't block everything.
I'm glad you guys caught on to that quickly.
Just,
Roll a bluff. No.
I can't believe you got out of fighting 72 of them.
Oh god.
But they were highly elite, very well trained.
Well, I'm glad you guys made it back.
Thank you.
Was it just numbers that caused you so much trouble, or did they have some kind of special strategy?
They had strategy.
What was it?
Well, from what I can tell, I walked out of a very specific zone that we teleported it in from, and I felt all of the magic from Korra begin to fade away. It was only me. It was only me and my martial prowess.
Yeah, but an anti-magic field's an anti-magic field. Surely there was something more than that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
It was interesting and humbling, I guess.
Well, have a good day, Beefcake. I'm off to work.
All right. You see you
be
around.
veggie burger now, wouldn't it?
Oh my god.
Oh,
And
Oh.
veggie burger.
Veggie burger.
Fuck off.
Your pork.
You are vegetable patty.
Vegetable patty.
You're more than a patty, actually. Sorry. Vegetable flank.
slab.
Vegetable slab.
You be safe out there.
Condensed protein.
Steak
slab.
with vegetable oil.
Things are starting to get interesting.
Yeah, that they are. You tell no lies. That they are.
If you need me, I'll be on the ramparts. And she continues to make her way.
So where has Pyro disappeared to? Case of the disapparating pyromancer.
She hasn't checked in with Korra. Cass did tell you that she'd be there from sunrise. She hasn't left the room as far as anyone can tell, I guess.
Does anyone go check on the pyromancer?
That's basically what I'm fucking
Yeah, I
putting
know.
down here.
You know
God
what? You know
damn it.
what? Drollish with this.
No one fucking cares,
Hold
I
on.
guess.
No,
if no one was gonna do it, I was gonna be like,
All right,
You're a very
No one cares
heavy.
about Cass.
I guess I'll go make sure the kid's still sleeping.
No one.
Fuck.
No one cares about Cass.
I asked what Cass was doing all night.
I'm not
Yeah.
leaving my son alone right now.
Drollish
You're a
with
very
what Cass is
heavy
up to.
thud on your door.
Cass is. How does the sapling look, by the way?
Same as it looked when it was plucked.
It is not withered and it is not
It's not
growing.
withered and it does not have any more leaves.
We haven't
Yeah,
fed it
but-
to people
They
yet.
haven't put it in any soil.
I
for
said
months.
no, yeah. We put it. I said get a pot, fill it with soil, put it in it.
Oh, I didn't know that had actually happened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Oh.
still looks normal though.
It still looks
Yeah,
normal.
well, I mean, trees don't grow in a fucking day, too, so.
This is a magic tree bit.
Fuck you!
Boy. Listen.
But
Beans.
Go play taint ball with fucking
Taint
Senator
ball?
Armstrong.
Paintball.
Taint ball.
Go play taint ball with Senator Armstrong.
Yeah, so heavy thud from cast like
When
cast
mommy
around
and daddy love each
Stop
other
it.
very much, they play paintball.
I played drop ball.
Anyway.
So Cass was just up. Like she's recently awake. Her hair's ruffled.
Watching a tree.
She's in her pajamas and she's working on the.
You
philosopher's
fucking-
stone.
Why did you sleep, goddammit? Did you sleep recreationally?
She likes to sleep. Her cat is comfortable, okay?
Ah, right, her cat. That is her bed. That is on her bed.
God damn you people.
And so yeah, but cast
So in
did not
response to the heavy thud, you hear a light, you hear a dainty come in.
Caster opens up the door. Myra, may
You
I?
see pretty much the same thing Korra saw when she peeked into Pyra's room as she was passing by it, but because of the angle the door was at, what Korra did not see that you see is that Pyra has a massive fucking vanity to the left of her room,
Oh my god.
and next to it is a wardrobe with a rainbow of colors in it, basically.
Is her room a mess? I can't remember.
It was slightly messy. It looked like she had been looking for something because there were books on the floor in front of the bookshelf and the drawers were partially open. They still are that way. But she is seated like in front of the little stone like half circle with the like the notes and like the fiery stuff on it, and she's seated there. Disastrously, a huge change that you can see, something massively different, is she has not got massively exposed everything. She's dressed in this like laced up leather tunic with the like
I did not spend all day modding Skyrim to come and play Dungeons and Dragons for modesty.
She's got like underneath the leather tunic, she's got this like wrap that's like close to her arms, and she's got like a slit skirt with like thigh high socks and knee high boots.
Fucking Ray ass bitch.
And she is seated there reading through a book that's like fucking thicker than the goddamn Bible.
Jeez.
And with very aged pages, and next to it is the idol that Cora saw.
Fucking nerds.
Yes, Caster?
I just thought I'd come and check on you. We don't get a lot of chances to interact at all outside of,
Work.
obliterating our enemies.
Is there something you'd like to talk about?
Well,
I
how
need
are
a fucking-
things
I need a
going with...
I need a prop.
Ah, gotcha.
Here we are.
There you go.
Oh shit, okay. I don't want to mess up whoever's...
How are
mine.
things going with the investigation? I understand you've been looking into the circles.
Did a group of pages just fall out of that thing?
No, they're here. They're like keeping place of it. And I'm trying not to... It's like, I think it's the DM screen folded, maybe?
I would
No.
not put that in there.
No, that's the. What is that?
I'd take that out so it doesn't ruin the binding.
What is that?
Well, you lost whatever the place you were in was.
I wasn't using that. That was at the front of the book.
What is
that? It's a Hero handbook. I don't think that was put there on purpose. I think it was just slipped in on accident.
Unfortunately, the investigation of the teleportation circles has been a bit of a dead end.
I see. What is it you're working on now, if I may ask?
Looking into the history of my homeland.
Oh?
Reading up on things.
Because she wouldn't remember that.
If I'm going to be going
Sounds
home,
good.
I'm going to need to remember as much as I can.
Have you heard anything from the other prophets?
Have you heard of the elf?
Have you heard of the High Elf?
From the way she's flipping through the book, it is less like she is reading it and more like she is skimming it looking for something.
Reading?
I see.
For nerds.
Right. I remember there being something particular about your memory. I'm sorry if I don't keep track that well.
It's alright, I don't keep track of my memories that well either.
So I hear.
And she like gets to a particular point in the book that she like holds it up next to the idol.
What's a particular statue you have?
Of a very significant figure in Shianorian history.
Would you mind enlightening me?
I can enlighten you as much as I know, which unfortunately is not much. It's a figure known only as the Father of Fire. No name has ever been exposed of him. He was supposedly a very powerful tiefling sorcerer, rumored to have essentially mastered the art of fire magic, and supposedly authored part of the Codex Ignis.
My.
He's somewhat of a myth, frankly. Not everyone in Shianor even believes he exists. Only the annals of our history even reference him. And even then it's only vague. And not very descriptive.
Sounds like he's a pussy bitch!
I take it
Is
you're
that
looking...
what she hears from Cass's room?
I take it you're looking for more information on him specifically? You seem to just be kind of thumbing through that tome more than reading it.
I'm George Costanza.
Suppose you could say that, yes. Is there something in particular you needed, Caster?
I suppose not.
Going in for the murder.
Have a good day, Pyra.
Could you tell Cora that I need to speak with her, and if she doesn't come here, let me know. I will go to her.
Pass on the word.
And then again, I guess you are busy. You could send the pages if you like.
I'll let her know.
She's got the very upright and proper stance as you exit, still thumbing through the book.
He makes a very thudding stomp out from the room and down the hallway, which Pyra can hear all the way up until it stops.
I'd like to roll a perception roll to see if anyone's peeking into my room. Hold on.
Hey, roll.
23.
Oh. I was saying that sarcastically. I thought you rolled like a 3.
No.
Nothing that you can see.
And she uses Mage Hand to shut the door.
Okay.
Fucking wizards.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a Harry Wizard.
I'm a what?
A wizard.
A wizard.
That looks fucking cool.
A hair.
But I'm not a wizard. I'm just Harry.
You're right. Look at your
Caster
feet.
knocks again rather loudly on Cora's door.
There's
it's
no
not that
quiet.
he means to knock loudly. That's just how he knocks.
There's no quiet, really, when it comes to him.
Hang on. Hang on. Lock. 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 I keep important things in my room.
That's fair.
And just she opens the door. Yes.
I'm glad to see you're well. Pyra, I checked on her. She said she needed to speak with you as soon as you can.
She can come here for now.
Send a page to let her know then.
I cast her. And
Yes.
she just like kind of looks around the corner. Perception roll.
We're moving up. And
17 on perception. I don't see anything
Nothing
interesting.
that you can see. They continue to get worse.
Hey, mine was good.
The whole situation with the with Jackal's disappearance and the mole. I guess I remember. That was a thing. That was a conversation that I think I was included in at one point. I don't know anything about any suspects, but I do know that we have this
I
problem.
don't actually think you were.
Okay, then let me rephrase.
Just
She
the
knows
situation
Jackal's
with Jackal.
Yeah.
She knows Jackal
You
is
know
gone,
about that,
and
obviously.
there is probably someone in the keep at fault, and there was definitely some teleportation that Pyra's investigating.
But the high probability of treason and the mention of the word mole was between Taste, Pyra.
Okay, then I won't use. Then I won't say that. I'll say then the disappearance of Jackal and the suspicious circumstances of it. Do we know anything more? I know that. I'm guessing you and probably Cassandra have been investigating. You don't have anything else to be doing.
You finished the zone now, didn't you?
Is that song finished? I'm like,
Yeah, you would finish it today. Your legs are also done today.
That's
Yes.
that keen on perception's not going to get me anything, is it?
No.
Perception?
Which is
You don't see anything
another
different
reason
than anyone else?
Mike
They
needs
all
to
touch
see you.
The way that
fucking
was
lawful good
worded.
piece of shit.
The way that was
I know what you're
worded.
gonna do.
It's just so like passive aggressive.
That's
See the same thing everyone else has been
I mean,
seeing.
I understand why you're rolling perception. I don't begrudge you. I'm just saying,
It's
like,
funny.
there's no change. Yeah.
Nothing different.
There are investigations.
Do we have any
Something
suspects?
has already happened.
Hmm?
I'm just fucking with Matt.
Matt's like, what perception roll did I miss? When did I not roll perceptions? You fucking moron.
What did it land on?
Nat 20.
Yeah! What do I see? What does my third eye see?
I hate you so much.
Nothing, because you're not the focus of the scene right now,
I fucking
asshole.
hate you. Oh.
Cassandra drifts by in the circuit she's been running looking for people who are spying on her.
Deja vu!
Continue.
Continue. We're getting so sidetracked.
Cass's arms get jacked over these couple of weeks.
Hell yeah. If firing the gun hadn't already done it.
There's a lot of knockback with that thing.
Yeah, just. Are there any suspects or do we know anything?
Nothing conclusive. We're keeping our ears and eyes open, but no certain leads so far.
Let me know, and you'd have to give me time to prepare new spells, but I could help in the investigation. There's a lot that, and you know this, there's a lot that you and I can do to help suss out lies. Find magic and zone of truth and all.
If anything pops up a bit more substantial, I will keep you in the loop.
Okay. Also, have you seen Graceland? I wanted to tell her that our mission was successful.
No, I haven't seen her about.
Okay.
I saw her just after you guys departed. We had a small conversation, and then she took her leave, and I haven't seen her since.
Okay. Well, if you see her, let her know I'm back.
I'll send her your way.
Thank you.
The door closes, the locks clink back into place very heavily.
Hey!
Yes, sir! Send word to Pyra to meet Cora in her room.
Absolutely, sir! Absolutely grand. Properly divine. I'm on my way, sir!
These fucking pages.
I like to imagine their boots have like the point, they're pointed.
Yo,
boots.
they've got the little
Like
pointed
fucking
boots.
jingles.
Yeah, they got a little jingle to
Like
them too.
little
They also have
boots.
like the fucking like Renaissance.
Everyone
fucking
knows
They
when
got
a
goofy
page...
asshole pants.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone knows
actually-
when a page
They're
is
wearing
approaching
golf
by the
pants
jingle of their
and
shoes.
fucking jester's shoes.
Tight.
That's how the pages know when to move.
They're
They
wearing
hear the jingle.
No. The pages knowing how to move is intrinsic. The bells are for the people that they are approaching.
They were born equidistant apart. They were born in a square.
They were born equidistant apart at separate hospitals. Their mother was present for none of them.
Wait, what the fuck?
At the age of 7.
Don't worry. Without a face. Mind you. They all did not have a face.
These are the most alien beings you've
The
ever come
pages
across.
have faces.
These are fucking god tier beings. These are broken.
Okay. Well, now that is passed.
This page looks
Anyway.
fucking rad. I'm just flipping through this for role playing purposes, but like, holy shit.
Storefinder has very good art.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways,
You wanted to speak to Cassandra? Drollish?
Yeah. Yeah. Drollish makes her way into Kaz's room.
Close the door behind you, whoever you are.
It's just me,
Okay, good.
and she closes it tight with the audible just like fucking hard slam. Excellent. I think you'd be pleased to know your legs are finished.
Perfect. Just in time for this to be finished too. And she turns around with the same like gray rock with the green and red speckles in it.
Excellent. I'm glad you made some progress with that.
Alright. I wonder how much gunpowder this thing can make.
I can imagine a great deal.
Oh god, the grin on Cass's face.
I
Now,
hope so.
Cassandra,
Big boom.
Alright.
I do need to tell you something.
Oh boy. And she turns around. No, she doesn't turn around. She just sets it in her lap. What would you like to know?
Drollish sits down on the corner of your bed. Now, remember back in the desert,
Okay.
my husband mentioned that he's killed all of my children.
Yes, I do remember such a thing. Hard to forget.
He missed one.
Really?
I've kept her a secret for a long time.
Oh.
It was long before I met Varnal. Long before that.
Oh. Interesting. 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 Please continue.
The reason I'm saying this right now is I've came across her men, well, her women rather, when we went to rescue Galahad.
Oh, really?
We were the ones we fought.
Oh.
Seriously, watching your face like,
Thanks.
Shit, dude.
Great.
I
I
saw
was
this
hoping we'd-
fucking coming.
I was hoping we didn't have to fight any of your family soon.
Looked like we have to, nonetheless.
Yikes.
Would it be at all possible for her to at least talk to you? Did you leave off on good terms? Did you...
Well,
anything of that nature?
we left on relative good terms.
We left on
It was
terms.
It was never bad. You know. It was never bad terms. We were on for the most part when I managed to raise her away from my duties with my former clan. We were good. Then a bit, like, quite a bit away from my exile. She said she wanted a spirit journey up north. And I could understand why she, her father was drow. So she wanted to, I figured she wanted to visit that part of her heritage. I could understand that.
Yes.
But I fear she's gotten fooled ideas since she's been up there.
From what I've heard about the Drow, they have a way of coercing people into doing certain things.
There's a book about her, apparently.
Really?
It wasn't about her.
Well, no, but...
It was a footnote.
Yeah,
towards
oh yeah,
the
a
end.
footnote.
It was a spark note page.
Still, she was in a book. I would like you to read this. And she takes out the book, and it's been highlighted
Okay.
specifically, mentioning how she was...
How did you discover highlighters?
Well, no, not highlighted.
I know,
mean,
I'm just...
Probably just like a quill, just like...
I actually printed out the article. Here it is.
It's not quill.
Wait a minute.
It's fine.
Someone has defaced my books.
I even laminated it.
Someone's fucked up my books.
I even laminated it and used the 3-hole puncher so that I could store it in this neat binder.
You are now in the
Look, it has
arcade.
kittens on it.
What are you gonna do?
Not
It's-
Helio.
it's- That's true.
Cast
It's
ray of
underlined
fire.
lightly in charcoal that you could just...
Oh shit,
and
you're
it's
right.
gone.
You are now in the Arcadia.
Fine.
Yeah, there's jack shit Cora can do to you, because anything that happens to you, she'll die too.
Exactly, so what the
Old
fuck is she gonna
person.
do?
Old person.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah,
Be still.
Give me time.
Stop!
Give me time. I can come up with something.
Petrificus totalis!
Anyway.
I take offense to that.
From what I read and from what I can gather with context clues, she integrated herself into their society and started from low birth and forcibly climbed her way up. I couldn't be more proud of her for that one,
Aye. Lowborn to commanding
General.
a general. He's quite a skilled fighter, although that's no surprise.
Indeed.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree on that one, does it, Chief?
Literal tree.
Critics! The perception!
So we may end up fighting my last child.
Oh, that. It's been 0 days since an axe has been dropped in this house.
It's never
You dropped Tattoo's axe.
the Tat-Tax.
That's his axe.
And my axe.
You dropped axe too.
I'm gonna stab you. with
Knowing
this
her,
axe.
she'll probably have her own agenda.
I mean, the
She's
point
not
of it is actually
usually
sharp.
one
No, I'm gonna
following
stab you
orders,
this way.
even those of mine.
You just
Well,
punched me.
if she's a daughter of yours, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
No, so
No offense to you. That's just a
It's-
product of your character.
It is. So hopefully I'll be able to talk her down.
Let's hope so. Anyway, I don't know about you, but I would like to walk.
Yes, of course. Come on.
Let's take a walk. Can you help me with that?
Cass grabs all of her notes. They're all actual notes. And a bag. Puts it in her lap. Someone would have to reach into her crotch to grab it.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys in this keep that'd be willing to do that.
I'm sure they would, but they'd have to get their hand blown off before. Yeah.
At the very
And
least,
Droll, she's
if
walking
we know
right next to
anything
her.
about Cass, they'll be dry when they retrieve them.
Ah! That was not
Fair.
what I needed to hear right now. That was super not what I wanted.
And so Drolish walks beside Cass all the way back towards the forge area. She drops her sword with a loud just clatter. She walks over by just kind of beside the forge, takes hold of the legs and shows them to you. And as she moves them around, the light cast by the fire would actively reflect and shimmer and shine.
Very good legs.
Very nice and polished, and there's even some engravings inside.
You might almost be as thick as Pyra now. Almost.
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 She had to have strong legs. She walked everywhere.
Now, I'm
Yeah.
sure
In snow.
with you being a mayor of your own town and a symbol, I figured might as well have artificial body parts to reflect that.
Of course.
No. Let's get these fitted on you.
Great work,
I
Violet.
figured with your
Thank
status as a symbol, I should chop off your legs and give you better ones.
Not what
I
you
am the
meant.
symbol of peace.
You will know, my loving God, or you will perish.
Okay. So Cass just like, get. What did she get on? Is there like a table or something?
By the gods, that's
There
is surgery.
There's a table there.
So safe.
And
Of anything, really.
with the table, the
And
high
the
stack of books, you would note like, you know that one fucking picture of the wall with like all the ribbons and shit.
Oh, like from Always Sunny?
Yeah.
With the dude just like. Yeah.
Yeah.
the
It's
connecting
basically
the
that, but
dots.
on the table as she was trying to piece it together until she read that passage.
She had a fucking conspiracy theory board in her room. Does she, like, now that she has the answer, just...
Well, she's not gonna do that because they're chorus books.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If
Yeah.
they were her own, absolutely.
She'd hold person you.
Or if it was someone that she didn't know, she absolutely would.
She removes all the books and chucks the whole thing into the forge.
Well, don't need these anymore.
What was that? First edition? I don't know.
I don't want to see you keep treating any of these books poorly.
Limited edition printing? What does that even mean?
Harm
What?
anything in this library, and I will have you torn apart by angry
And-
astronauts.
That was literally how Pyre was introduced to the party. Limited edition? What's that even mean?
Autographed. The hell does that mean?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anyway, she.
Signed
She.
Empress of the Rose Petal Throne.
Eh. Anyway,
Scroll through.
she takes the books and gently
Original
places
print,
them
fuck is
down,
this?
and then with all the paper, she slides them off.
Okay.
The papers aren't Cora's. They can go to the wind.
They could go to the wind.
So yeah.
The original holy texts of 8 different religions. Not Garrett Reed chucks it in the fire.
Anyway,
Alright. So Cass
right
like
here. I'll
Gets
make sure
herself-
they're secure.
on the fucking table. It's like I don't like feeling so helpless.
I don't blame you.
Please hurry up.
Would you like something to bite on? It's going to hurt.
I don't like the smirk that you put with that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had worse.
The only.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I won't say it so as not to get us off topic again. Just
Thank
after
you.
the session.
Thank
remind
you.
me.
Remember when
And-
you did this with me?
What is she wearing here?
She's just wearing her slacks.
Just breeches.
that.
Pants ripped at the
Yeah.
exact location her legs at.
Well, no,
She hasn't
that-
changed.
No, I've changed pants. They're normal slacks with the ends knotted.
They're knotted. Okay.
No, she's
so
just been cutting the knees and the legs off.
Drolish unknots them and folds them back just so there's a clear like entry for the nub.
Yeah.
Nope.
And seeing them both, she's like, all right. And then she puts the leg in place and begins to hammer it in.
Oh boy.
Well, that would probably hurt a lot.
There was screaming coming from Drolish's room on this
No,
day.
there's no screaming. Cass
Are you
doesn't
kidding?
scream.
Cass is a fucking will of iron.
She was stabbed in the chest and didn't scream. You weren't there for that though.
No, I was
No.
not.
No one was there.
No one was there for that one.
But yeah, she did not scream. A skeleton just went, oh, she looks kind of alive. Nothing.
I guess she's actually dead. Okay.
Well, shit. But yeah,
Jesus. Ain't that some shit?
just her jaw tightens and like
Understandably.
fists are clenched, but she doesn't say anything.
Understandably, I'd imagine this process takes several minutes as she makes sure the legs are properly fastened.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, it takes a bit.
This is probably like a 30 to 45 minute procedure in total.
Yep.
I'd imagine sterilization
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
have
of course.
taken place.
Of course.
Sterilization.
No.
Sterilization.
Sterilization.
Infections.
Dunks it in the forge. The heat'll sterilize it.
Dunks it in the coals. It gets like almost to a point where it would begin to glow. Just
See, it cauterizes the leg and attaches to it at the same time.
See? Superior!
It's genius.
melted flesh is the best glue.
It's genius.
Look what we do to horses.
It's what we do to the horses. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oof. Oof.
Oh shit.
So after through the grit trials.
Yes. Cass. Okay.
Okay,
Essentially,
we're
her
done.
fists were clenched, but like their hold on top had to do it to him style, holding the Philosopher's Stone.
That's fair. And
You could have like put that down somewhere
No.
in the room.
is
No.
is anything?
Rex exists. She's not setting anything down.
All right. So
The Wayfinder is at her
is there
side.
anything happening as this processes?
I was gonna wait until you were done, but like as this was
Okay,
happening, I
that's fair.
imagine the pages probably fetched Pyra.
Hello, madame! Hello! Caster, Lord Caster has sent for you, madame.
What does he want?
I haven't a clue.
Oh bother.
I told him to tell Pyra to go to chorus room.
This is the forgetful one though. This is the stupid one.
Oh, right. The dumb page.
I mean, you still. I mean, he relays that, but he doesn't. He doesn't know what you wanted.
Oh bother. Where am I to meet him?
That place. That one.
Over there.
It's over there
Points
somewhere.
through the wall.
The one that the DM forgot.
Go that way. It's Cora's fucking room.
Go to the drowse room, not the one who's gone.
Ah, yes. Okay, good. Thank you, Paige. You were dismissed. He's already left.
He's already gone.
But she goes
Walked
ahead over
away
to Cora's
as he
room.
was saying gone.
Let me just get that sweet perception roll real quick. Let me get that fucking...
Net one.
Fuck you. Probably not one. Oh, never mind.
Oh well.
20.
All right.
29 again.
29. So is that a nat 20?
Yep.
Yeah. Highest I can roll on perception is a 29 right now.
Say again.
Rolled a 29 on perception. See if
Check
I'm
and see for
followed
spies. No.
to
No,
Cora's
no
room.
spies that are visible to you.
No spies today. No spies today.
You're just every now and then casting burning hands at places.
No,
Just
no,
ye-
Mr. Spine.
Just yeeting the
No
fucking
spies.
keys.
Mr. Spine.
It's made of stone.
It's just spy checking.
It's just spy checking.
Yeah, that's totally.
She whips out a 10-foot pole and just starts tapping the walls and ground.
That's very discreet and a good way to make sure it stays under wraps that there's no spies in the keep.
Somebody almost walks a corner and sees the distinctive glow of Pyra's flame somewhere nearby, and immediately turns around.
They're fucking walking through. They just
Nope.
It's like the
No
fucking.
Pyra.
It's
so. Yeah, she gets to Cora's room. Just
Hang on. Who is
pansy
it?
not.
Pyra.
Shunk, chunka,
Yeah.
chunk.
Lock. You can come in. I imagine Galahad's asleep by now.
Yes, Galahad has been asleep.
The very not scantily dressed Pyra walks in. Sorry, I'm late. I had a bit of research I needed to tend to.
Is she wearing a ring?
I mean, you can't see it under the glove, but
You would see a.
you'd see an indent.
You'd see a lump.
Clean up nicely. Anyway, you wanted to speak with me.
Yes, it was regarding the matter with the Shianor. I feel like it may be rash and a bit unwise to just instantly go there. I had talked to you about teleporting there, but I would rather like to know what's going on. Is there any way you could get me in contact with them?
I'm sorry, rash and a bit unwise. Are you the same person?
Yes. My doppelganger's not here yet. I imagine she'll come knocking with the red hand if we're lucky.
Her talking like that's weird.
But are there any magical means that you could assist me with that might get me in touch with my family?
Yeah, yes, there is. If you would like, I could cast a spell of sending to contact anyone that that is on this plane of existence. There's a restriction of 25 words, but it's useful information.
25 words is all I'll need.
You though
I may need two instances of this sending, though. Ideally, I'd like one to get in touch with them, see what they say, and then another to let them know when I'll be coming around.
All right. Well, if you sorry. If you need to do the contacting yourself, then I can make you a scroll. Just take some time and money.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. I appreciate the help.
No problem. Though, what's with all this? And she
What's
kind of
with all
gestures to the all of you.
And you did say I clean up nicely, don't I?
I'm just wondering the rationale.
Why not? And she makes her exit.
I'd imagine as pirate.
Oh, wait. Have you seen Graceland?
Pardon?
You seen Graceland?
Haven't seen her.
I've been looking for her since we got back. I'm starting to get a little worried, honestly.
If I see her, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Also, is Cass making any noise?
No,
None whatsoever.
she doesn't make any noises.
Okay.
It's like the intro to Payday 2.
That's fair.
No needles.
As Pyra is walking, I'd imagine she would hear a different type.
This is
of-
not the normal hammer.
It's not the normal hammer. It's a different kind of ping. Like it's setting something in something hard.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
possibly bone.
Thighs
Oh,
of
possibly.
steel.
Possibly?
Possibly bone. Possibly.
I mean, bone's a lot softer than an anvil.
It's a lot softer. Yep.
What's going on in there?
She's beating meat.
I need help. I need someone to help me beat my meat.
Can I get some...
I'm fixing Cass's legs on her.
Ah! I
dopamine?
suppose if you need any help, let me
Happy
know.
machine bro.
I imagine you've got things under control,
She most certainly does.
but that doesn't sound pleasant.
No, it isn't, but she's toughing it out.
And good luck to you. I'll be around.
How do I create a scroll?
Oh! Ask Cass where the gold from the last enrichment process was.
She can hear you.
I can
I'm
hear
trying
you.
not to directly say the words Philosopher's Stone.
I can hear you.
Whereabouts might I find that gold?
Come here so I don't have to yell it down a hallway.
Well, I mean, it was just through the door, but still, good call. Is the door unlocked?
Yes.
She goes ahead and slips in and, like, winces a little bit at the, like, midway through hammering leg process.
Yeah, you
Don't
would,
be a
you,
pansy.
you would see a big, like, nail, I guess you could call it, about this big round just jamming into her leg.
I wasn't present when we fixed Cora's arm on. I'm not accustomed to this.
No, it's never graceful, but it's functional.
Cora needs some money for an endeavor, though.
Well, the gold that I materialized, I used a philosopher's stone in my room, so the gold is
Is it under your bed? You're such a child.
part of the reason Ernest sleeps on the bed is because he makes it more comfortable.
He's not going to take a hand of mine off if I go fetching some of it, will he?
No, he won't.
I don't like the pause that took place before you said
Just
no.
put your hand in front of his face, just non-threateningly, let him sniff it, and then you'll be fine.
Alright. Good luck.
Sniff, sniff, bitch.
Hope you walk
know
okay.
that without any ranks of nature.
It's handle animal, dumbass!
Owned.
I do have handle animal trained.
Okay,
I would
so
hope so. You have an animal companion.
Yes.
She goes ahead and leaves, shuts the door far more gently than Castor or Drolish has been. Like different door shutting processes.
Where is Castor presently?
Castor is
He sleeps in
the
the
yard
room.
training with some of the men.
One of the pages enters the room. Lord Castor, sir! There's a large detachment of what looks like a flying unit coming towards the keep. We're looking for your advice, sir. Should we arm the ballistae?
That is certainly troubling. Do they look threatening?
It's hard to say, sir. You
What-
might want to join the men on the ramparts.
Oh, formation, how many?
How many?
They block out the sun.
20 or 30?
Oh, okay.
Any formation?
Spearhead looking thing? I'm not a soldier, sir.
It just
They're
turns
forming
out,
your flying V.
it just turns out to be birds.
That's
They're large geese.
Caster rushes out and gets on top of the ramparts to the most easily accessible but best vantage point.
Okay. Roll a perception roll.
This is something I'm bad at.
You big shit.
That's gonna be a 15.
Okay.
You can take a reroll if you want a better one, but what did you get on
12
by?
on die.
You
That's
can't
not
do-
bad.
You can't do too much better. 15's okay.
Sorry. I am hungry and I have a headache because of that, which is intensifying. So
You want some food?
I take too long to make. Do we have a pizza?
Yes.
Please put it in there.
Okay.
I will eat half of that if no one stops me.
I had pizza earlier.
I had Chipotle today.
I got food at home.
Chipotle.
I'm fucking.
I had
I'm
Chipotle.
Anyways,
fucking hungry.
welcome to Chipotle. Chipotle.
What the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
God damn you people.
Anyway.
God damn you people.
Anyways, this formation of flying units that you see. It is a group of people flying on spectral griffins, and the one up front is carrying a large battle standard, which only begins coming into clear view for you after another couple of seconds. And the men on the ramparts are like, "We've armed the ballistas, so we're turning it towards them now."
Hold fire.
And the battle standard has a heraldry of an order of knights, which you are familiar with. It is the Knights of the Morning Dew.
Yes! Ah! Yes! Ah!
Hold fire! Hold fire! We've got friendlies incoming.
The
Yes,
boys! The boys!
Can do, sir.
Oh, fuck.
The boys!
So these spectral griffins come in and they circle the keep once, and then they land in the main courtyard and are dismissed and disappear. The battle standard is pulled off the back of one plate mail clad individual and planted firmly in the middle of the courtyard. I'm looking for a pyre guard.
Caster comes chonking down the steps. That would be me.
Wow, that is. You got some new clothes there, huh?
Indeed.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Is it the boy?
It's the boy.
Hold on, we don't know that it's the boy yet. We just know that it's the Knights of the Morning Dew.
So, standing in front of you, clad in gold-gilded plate mail, carrying a legendary shield called the God Ray, and at his side a equally legendary longsword called the Witherwhack,
Ah!
It's the boy.
Ha!
It's the boy.
is Chuko
Ah.
Rapcore.
Ah, the boy!
It's been a long time, my friend.
Yes! I would wager that it was by the grace of Safe's rays that we managed to meet so early. So, I see that you had sent a page for me, and with them is the one of them that you sent off with the letter. A follower of Safe happened to intercept him on his way, and through the grapevine and a number of sendings later, I was contacted, and I have come with me and my best men momentarily. We haven't the means to mobilize the entirety of the Morning Dew, but I came to check in on an old friend and see how dire straits truly were.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Boy!
You did good, boy. And he waves the page off.
Thank you, sir.
And this is shuffling in the keep. Chuka, are they equidistant from one another?
Jingling can be heard across the keep.
Chuko, I want to point out, is 5'2".
Yes! Pyre's taller than him.
He is 5'2" and wearing armor that probably weighs 3 to 4 times what Pyra weighs.
Let's find out. She's 129.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, he's a strong bird.
The shield also probably weighs what you weigh. It is,
Chonkin lad.
It's like that thick.
Chonkin lad.
And it is a tower shield.
Oh, what a boy.
Is it as tall as him?
Yeah, it is.
Good. Jesus.
So,
There were a lot of corpses in that field, Pyre Guard.
Indeed. We lost a lot of good men.
I hear that.
Not without their cost, though, I'm proud to say.
Well, the keep still stands, so
Indeed.
I would suppose so.
If you'll follow me, I'll show you to the war room.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The boy! This chonkin lad.
We got 15 minutes on. 17 on pizza.
Jesus.
18 minutes.
19 minutes on pizza.
I hope-
25.
I
Only,
hope you understand, I'm rather tired. I'm not normally awake during the day.
only 20 minutes left on the pizza.
Understandable. We'll just go over a brief synopsis so you can think on it as you rest. I'll have some men prepare rooms.
Thank you. Men, follow this fine gentleman, and when he directs you to go to bed, I would advise you do so. Gods only know when we might get to sleep again. And they begin following you.
A small contingent of people are marching through the keep.
Now,
it can be heard.
one more thing about Mr. Rapcore and his ilk is that where they walk is not so faintly and rather obviously illuminated, like by a dull yellow light.
Oh, hell yeah.
And in certain darknesses, like when there are almost no torches present and very little other ambient light, you can see over Chuko the very faint outline of a halo.
Casimir
Boy.
smiles very proudly to himself. He opens the door to the war room and enters.
Pyra's there.
Goodness, did you do fighting in here? And he points out the blast circle from the teleportation.
Well, may as well have been.
I see.
We have a number of very magically inclined individuals on our side.
I find it is typically best to let them run amok as they do. They are most powerful when left to their own devices.
So it should seem. Right. This is the war table. I just have finished setting it up due to the same disaster that caused blasted marks on the floor.
And Pyra's pouring over it.
And he spends the next couple of minutes going over a brief synopsis of the known troop placements and movements and what has been going on up to this point.
Do you tell him everything about our plan?
No.
Okay.
I don't have time for that. These men are wary.
So there are no demons.
Not as far as we've seen yet. We encountered some doubles when dealing with one of the lieutenants ourselves as a strike mission, but nothing we couldn't handle.
There were statues of the fucking demons in the Wicker Witch's fucking castle.
There were a number of statues to greater evil deities.
To get
but
that out.
I appreciate it. I'd actually forgotten that. There were a number of statues to such beings, but no actual beings themselves.
Well, that is lovely to hear. We are so used to the extermination of such greater foes. I'm sure that these ne'er-do-wells will find themselves efficiently exterminated.
I should hope so. Your reputation precedes you as always.
Yes. I am used to 4-hour nights and 20-hour days.
Alright.
Well,
I have
suppose-
also heard word that they have a not insubstantial amount of undead. Is this true?
this is true. We've been working on dealing with that. The same lieutenant that I spoke of that we met the devils at, she's their main cause. A druid lich, but goes by the moniker of the Wicker Witch.
Well, that's fascinating.
Indeed. We managed to banish her, and we're in the process of tracking down her phylactery.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yes, unfortunately, they...
What do you know of Lich's good friend?
I know you need to destroy both them and their phylactery to get rid of them for good. Otherwise, one will bring back the other.
Ah, yes, but do you know the other piece of conventional wisdom?
I'm afraid I did not have much time to prepare before my journey.
Each time they reconstitute, they are stronger than they were before.
That's foreboding.
There are specific stipulations, but generally speaking, this is the rule.
Yikes.
We should hear word back on a couple of leads within the next day or so.
I also heard that you had befriended a number of dragons. A golden dragon by the name of Galandrius, and one other whose name escapes me presently.
A blue dragon, Radix.
I had not heard of a blue dragon, so that would make 3.
The other one you may know of is a purple one, the time dragon, Galahad.
Time dragon.
We can go over that at a later time.
You have very interesting friends, Caster.
So it should seem. I'll make sure to introduce them to you after you've gotten some rest. You will all look exhausted.
Men, find your barracks.
Phage, show these good fellows to where they'll be sleeping.
It's the corner of a shack.
So good friend. You are surrounded on all sides and very badly outnumbered.
That's why I called for the best.
You must have very strong friends indeed to have made it this far.
You have no idea, old friend.
I'm sure I will soon. I'm going to go and sleep.
Pleasant dreams.
I should hope, but considering my normal quarry, my dreams are often unpleasant.
Aren't they all for any in our line of work?
Usually. I should hope when I retire they're a bit brighter, much more like the daybreak which I look so forward to each day.
Man,
Safe
this
Willie.
Huh?
This man's. I love him.
Safe willing.
I'll see you upon the morrow.
Upon the morrow, Chuko.
So who were they?
When did you get here?
She's been here the whole time.
She's been.
I
pouring
fucking
over
said
the
when you
table.
walked into the war room, Pyra's there looking at the war table.
Yeah,
I
he
did
did
not
say it
catch
twice.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
so just.
She was just there that whole time. I guess.
Caster is like, I missed them. Looks over.
It's kind of... when did you get here?
I've been here. Who were they?
They're the Knights of the Morning Dew, order of war priests like myself in service to Safe. They're a specific task force dedicated to hunting down the Cretans of the night.
I see.
Their class would probably be more accurately described as paladin, but you can call them whatever you like.
Well, I find it rather rude to speak to them when not addressed, but I'd rather like to converse. They may have interesting intelligence we could use.
Oh, most certainly. I do plan on introducing you as well as the rest of our little group, but those men need sleep.
Understandably. So about this. Her and Caster would deliberate for a while, I'm assuming, on war tactics.
We're going to war! I don't know what that was. Also, I
That
need
was
to get this
beautiful.
out because I've been holding it in all day.
Why have you been holding that in all day?
Because, like...
Because I'm fucking stupid and contagious.
Why you hold it in, though?
I'm
Just the
sorry.
fucking goblins in the south wind.
Oh shit.
You would
Caster
like
becomes-
that game.
I would love.
Caster
Oh,
becomes
fuck.
increasingly, if only slightly, mildly perturbed by your very rapid and drastic change in demeanor. He doesn't really let it show, or at least he tries not to, but it is definitely noted.
Pyra proves a strikingly effective war strategist. For how little she contributed for 90% of this campaign, anyways. When your previous contribution to strategizing is, I'll just fucking set it on fire.
We got a strategery.
You set your standards low, but impressive nonetheless, which she manages to chime in with.
Just throw a fireball to that. It'll be fine.
So, can we say Cass's legs
Yes.
have been implemented?
Caster's legs have been
Do
thoroughly
you have
put on.
knowledge history trained?
Do I have knowledge history trained? Oh boy. Yes, I do.
Roll history for me.
Okay. 22.
Okay.
George would be walking in behind.
Cass would just get up and
Wait a minute. Isn't it 22?
she just stands up,
There you
steel thudding against
Yeah,
the
that's
floor. This is gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah,
Solid steel legs are a bit heavier than normal ones.
you'll get used to it.
Also, didn't on one of the legs you lost above the knee, right?
Yes.
Do you have control over this leg? Like,
I would
thus
assume
the-
so.
The way
Yes.
it would walk is
It's just
like,
kind of.
I assume there's control.
There is
I'm
She
like-
has fingers that she needs to articulate.
Well, she wasn't there, so I didn't know how much arcane procedure was actually involved in
Well,
this.
not
fastening of
arcane.
this
Her
leg.
Not-
arm is
not-
completely clockwork.
it's
I did
that system's not arcane.
I helped design the machine, rather the machines that actuate her legs.
So how the fuck do the nerves connect to whatever?
there is
It's
no
like
nerve.
fucking Full Metal Alchemist Automail. I don't know. It's,
Also, they're not nerves. She doesn't feel them. It's steel.
But the nerves are what, like the
It's
muscular
muscle
system is what control the whatever. Fuck it. I'm over it.
It's just.
I'm over it.
It's
I'm over
inertia.
it.
If you want, I could come up with some bullshit later.
How do you think other prosthetics work?
I'm over it.
Anyway, so I wanted to ask you. I know he's hard to point out, but have you actually seen Grix at all? I need to speak to him.
I have seen and spoken to Grex
Oh really? What'd
before
you
I
talk about?
fetched you.
What did you talk about? What do you have to say? I guess.
Well, he seemed interested on where myself, Cora, and Pyra went. That caused us to look so disgruntled during that time.
I see. Okay.
Roll a perception.
And that's why we went there as well.
She's just moving figures above the
15.
war table
Man.
absentmindedly and then putting them back. They are getting worse. Reroll that one. Fuck you.
That was a natural one, by the way. Oh wow, so much better.
Come on, Matt.
I'm trying to math.
Basic math.
Are you
18.
fucking okay?
It's 18.
Why are you getting so bad
Four.
at this?
I don't know.
4.
Well, I mean, she just had nails dug into her bones.
Yeah, but Matt as a real person.
Oh, yeah.
They just don't seem to connect. 4. 4.
I mean, she has 14.
I have +4. A natural one was still a 15.
4.
Yeah, which is still really good.
Yeah.
Adding 14 and 4 is as simple as adding 4 and 4 and putting a 1 in front of it. There is no excuse.
Anyway,
I never
whatever.
said I wasn't stupid.
Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
Continue to see.
Tiny tie stands us up.
Anything with that 18?
That fat 18
Nope, nothing
you
that
got
you
there.
can see.
Okay. Well, it's like, alright. Good to know. Thank you very much. No, if you'll excuse me, I think I heard a lot more
chonking than
a lot more metal than usual.
I've
More
heard,
metal than
I've
stone.
heard that too. I may join you.
Alright.
Please don't break that.
I'm not.
Okay.
Just thump.
Yeah,
Just steel hit. What was that?
It has been
It has
0
been
days.
0 days.
Steel, but not as heavy as his stone.
Yeah,
Am I walking? No, that's not the right clank. Also, I'm not walking.
Am I walking?
Incredible! Incredible!
Wait.
Wait a minute.
What's your intelligence bonus?
I've got a +0 to it, but it's an
Yeah, that
11.
about checks.
I'd knock one off
It is
that
at
one.
least an 11.
Maybe go down to down to 9. Been drinking your stupid juice recently.
You've been drinking dumb fuck juice.
Anyway,
I may or may not have been partaking of Tace's wares.
Dumb bitch.
Drollage
juice.
makes her way towards the war room.
Yeah, so is Cass.
Yeah.
Do we happen to pass the Knights of the Morning Dew?
In their barracks as they sleep.
These rooms aren't normally occupied.
They sleep armor clad.
Oh god.
Interesting fellows.
There's some fucking
Drollage would
boys.
kind of knock on
And
her
girls,
door
huh?
to make sure
Don't
she's there.
discriminate. No,
Yes.
Safe zone.
Just so you know, it seems we're all convening inside the war room.
Well, I sure hope my clanking doesn't wake
Okay,
up.
I'll be in there shortly.
Just like Transformers. Just
Autobots, roll out.
she gets her wheelchair.
Oh no! She gets her legs attached and is like, perfect. Sits back down in the wheelchair.
It gives me more momentum.
And Drollus is just like,
Drollage is just
Caster hears some plotting and some clapping as Drolish and Cassandra walk in without looking up.
To make your
Drolish,
legs so you
Cassandra,
don't
do
have
come
to
in.
use that. And you
Wait,
use
what did
it
you say?
when you get the legs.
I have spent 4 days.
It took 3 days just to make that potato salad. 3 days!
What did Caster say?
Caster hears the plotting of
As dumb as we are, we don't deserve to have a game this good.
We just finally had something happy happen. Let us have this.
Fuck! My
Anyway, let's continue.
Caster hears the heavy plotting of orcish plant footsteps and the distinctly new clanking of Cassandra's new legs.
The Plork and the android walk in. Cyborg? Cyborg.
The droid and
Cyborg.
medieval Scipio walk in.
Drolish, Cassandra, I see the legs are finished. Come in.
You walk
Hi.
in the middle of Pyra, saying to Castor, "Can't risk them cutting off our means of resource allocation."
True.
Hello.
When did you get so versed in the art of war?
Who says I haven't always been?
You've never displayed so much of an interest?
You said she had to use it. We've been dealing with small forces that she could blow up.
We're
The
under
only thing we
siege
get
now.
close to a large
This is
We
a
thought
war.
we've still been here for over a month.
As I said, this is a war. We were just recently under siege. Desperate times.
Man, Cass's level of trust right now is only Erna, I'm guessing. And even then, he's on thin fucking ice.
If he sniffs the gold under your bed too hard.
You're a fake! My cat doesn't give a shit about anything but food!
This cat is exactly 0.2 pounds lighter than Erna. What did you do with the real cat? May as she continues deliberating over the table, as she like sneaks a glance over. I see the legs fit well.
Your history
Hi.
of 22 nets you some information.
Yes.
I did not think of an applicable skill, so I believe history is what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
Um,
Did you message it to me or?
No!
Oh.
The information that you have received. You good?
Is that the pizza is done?
The pizza
Yes.
is done.
The pizza's done. Tonga time.
So, you recall in a history book that you had read some time ago, the tactic of cutting people off in the pass, which is what you guys are currently engaged in further to the northeast-ish kind of region. So, come on.
Work
I
with
wrote
me,
this
brain.
down.
Work with me, brain.
Come on, brain. Don't it.
Don't.
I gotta spit out that fucking dumb butt juice.
Alright. So, while an effective strategy, it has one flaw. There's no way to get behind enemy lines easily anymore if you tighten the pass. So, in one instance of a particularly large battle, what happened is the group, the two opposing forces, one of them had closed a pass so that the other would have to go through the choke point. But what they did, in addition to that, was blast a tunnel through the mountains so that they could send a force behind the enemy. And at the time they began marching through and they met their forces at the front, their small force met them at the back. And because they were surprised and now fighting on two fronts, their forces scattered and broke a lot sooner than they otherwise would have.
Right.
And it resulted in a force of 500 men fending off in a pass against 5,000.
Good to know. So when Cass walks in, she remarks upon her legs. I see they fit well.
Aye.
I'm glad you're here, actually. Regarding our most recent enrichment process, what amount of gunpowder are we looking at?
I've yet to conjure it. I would rather conjure that on site.
Well, there's something rather important about collapsing that pass I'd like to mention.
Mhm.
Collapsing a pass is an effective strategy, but it can prove ineffective for getting behind enemy lines, and
This
that
is
can
true.
make defending harder. One instance I recall, actually, they blasted a hole in they blasted part of the pass down, which choke pointed the pass, but they also blasted a tunnel into the mountain, or the cliffside, rather.
Oh, yes.
And they sent a smaller force through the tunnel to meet the enemy force at the back, as well as the bulk of the Allied forces meeting the troops at the front. And since they were caught at a choke point unawares, the enemy forces broke and scattered. Long story short, it resulted in a force of 500 defeating a force of 5,000.
That doesn't sound too different than our situation, now does it?
So, if we
Gonna
can
happen.
blast a tunnel into that pass, we just may be able to hold it.
Cass, make an alchemy roll.
Like an alchemy roll.
Yes.
24. Right?
All right.
Actually, wait, no, 27. I added wrong.
A thought occurs to you,
Hmm.
and you feel significantly smarter for having not used the stone to produce blasting powder.
Hmm.
The Philosopher's Stone is a powerful piece, an artifact of transmutative magic,
Mhm.
the core of all alchemy of this type. Other examples of transmutation magic are things like Create Pit and Wall of Stone. Instead of creating a rock slide and, cutting the paths off that way, and using a substantial amount of the stone's power to materialize things that don't exist yet, you could just mold the earth.
For significantly less of this stone's battery, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Create Pit would be better, simply because it would just they'd die from the fall.
No. We're talking about creating pit like into the.
I didn't
past of the
mean
tunnel.
create pit to create the tunnel either.
No,
I meant like you could literally go
Just
there.
use the spell mold earth, right?
You wouldn't be creating a spell, but you'd be doing like a large amount of spell casting using the stone, which would effectively just raise the earth out of the ground to create walls that they'd have to go through, and then you could create the tunnel the same way.
Oh.
And it would cost less of the stone than
It-
making the powder.
It
Or
would
the
cost
gold
less
divided.
of a stone. Okay.
Cass wants a big boom, and that's really what's catching her up here.
See, part of the reason, well, like, it did occur to me, I don't have to use it for, I'm gonna roll a perception check. 30.
There we are.
No one listening in on this.
How the fuck did you get a 38? Isn't your
I said
plus...
30.
Oh.
By the way,
Grix is listening in
Rix is listening in
from around the corner.
from around the corner. Okay. I would certainly, although it would have been good to certainly blow up just the side of the mountain. That in and of itself would cause a massive detriment to their numbers from a rock sliding into them, because
Let me make a better suggestion.
yes. What would you suggest?
If you tighten up the pass using whatever it is, whatever gizmo you've got that'll do that, and then created a large amount of blasting powder, and then you put that at the choke point, bury it, get a little bit of blast fuse, and pull it up the wall. You just wait for them to start pulling themselves through. Fake them out. Make the wall look like a big thing, have nobody on it, or at least make it hollow or something, and then you have men come out afterwards and, fight the stragglers. And you just put a large explosive in the middle of the area that they have to walk over. Then you're not relying on a landslide, because whether or not they die getting blown up, they'll die on the way back down.
That
If
would
we
be
can
true.
find a way to shrink the pass also, that's a longer stretch that they'll have to be on top of. A stretch we could fill with powder.
Fine.
Can I enter this scene at this moment? Yes.
Why not?
Okay. Just before I left, I cast silence on the room on my room, and just locked everything.
All right.
If he's gone by the time I get back, I'm gonna fucking just die at this table. Anyway,
What did you silence?
I silenced the room so that they wouldn't be able to teleport inside
right.
it.
Right, okay.
Well, they could
They could still teleport
just
into
not
it,
back out.
but they couldn't cast spells. They have to leave the room.
They can go in, just not back out.
And I would actually flag down one of the keep guards and just be like, actually 2 of them, be like, stand in front of this room, guard it with your life. But anyway, I would enter like Quora walks in and just
Enter.
hi. What are we talking about?
Cora, we were just discussing the war tactics regarding the pass.
I'm sorry, I've been a bit out of sorts with the general state of tactics. Catch me up.
Okay, so the pass, right? Our general idea was to use the
Cass is holding
gizmo
up a
we have to
bag in her hand, like just she's standing like this.
was
And
to
the
use
bag is in
our
his hand.
resources to plant a large amount of explosives and blow the pass to shrink it while knocking out a number of troops in a landslide. Another suggestion, thankfully for Grix, we could have
That was Boxer's idea.
Was who? Ah, right. Another suggestion would be to shrink the pass and plant explosives underneath the ground, so that when enemies march on top of it, we can simply light it a fuse and blow them to hell.
That could definitely work out. Or if you
Furthermore,
or if you procured some kind of burning agent, you could seal the pass in.
well, sealing the pass isn't entirely what we want. That would require them to find or force another route, and that would save them off for a time.
No, you misunderstand me. I mean, let them in, seal the exit, burn.
That's not so bad either.
Indeed. In the meanwhile, we could also...
Which will be the most resource efficient is the question.
True.
We still have stores of material left from when I went out towards the not so sunken citadel anymore.
Oh no, it sunk.
The Ascendant Citadel.
The ascendant and then rapidly descendant citadel.
The sunken, ascendant, and then sunken dind.
I still have
Towerant.
some material. I still have some material left from that. That is a lie. She's lying right now.
Alright.
It's a lie.
You're gonna need to roll
I just said it's a
a
lie.
bluff check.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're not very good at the lies.
No, I'm not. Can I reroll?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's
Much
19
Total?
total.
I was about to say, if I were to assist her in the bluff, would that make it a little
Sure
better?
you can.
I could, like,
How do you assist?
just something along the lines of I remember you mentioning that to me, saying we could use it for
Sure, go
for
ahead.
sealing the paths.
If you roll above a 10,
I can't roll below a 10.
they will get a +4 then.
So 23.
It's real crafty of you there, Chief, to gather up some extra stuff.
Alright.
Better to have too much than too little.
Indeed.
There's no such thing as too much.
Oh, of course not. We need everything we can get anyway.
Drolish walks towards towards a beam of sunlight that comes through the windows. She
Just positions herself. in
yeah,
this.
she stands there. Her skin gets a tad bit greener.
Your wounds healing okay?
Slowly but surely.
Out of character. What's the time frame on scroll again?
It's
Less than a day.
Actually.
700 gold pieces.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
for 700 gold pieces times a couple other things.
Hi.
No, it's 700 gold pieces.
Hi. Speaking of your wounds look like burns. Did they know about your condition?
They seem to.
That's troublesome.
Indeed.
Yes, they rather they seems to know.
They targeted me specifically with.
Fire.
Yes, but they lobbed a grenade.
A grenade.
I don't know what else.
A bomb.
A bomb.
There's a bottle of fire,
A
damn it!
Molotov.
Okay, that was okay. That was out of character. Me having a brain fart.
That's fair. Azarin's fire, as they call it.
They lobbed a bit of fire at me specifically when I moved away.
I could teach them a thing or two about what fire really means.
I'm
What
sure
makes you
did.
feel that burning the pass would be more effective than simply exploding it?
Oh fuck! I've
If we
forgotten to mention, but Pyra still had her like water this whole time.
If we funnel them all into the pass, an explosion is effective, yes, but costly. If we set a fire using some kind of material to burn, not only will that fire spread amongst the troops, it would kill through suffocation. It would be very effective.
There are magics to resist fires. A concussive force from a sheer blast is kind of difficult to resist unless you're simply a well put together being.
If you recall, my immunity to fire was quite effectively circumvented by my doppelganger when we were in the desert due to the sheer concussive force of the numerous delayed blast fireballs I was carrying.
Fair. If we had more time, I would say we should scout the enemy and look for spellcasters. But
Well, I don't know that spells will matter. I think you guys had a good idea. Put up a big old wall, wait for them to march through half of it, treat it like it's all empty, right? Like retreat everybody back. Cut them in half once they're about halfway through, then pull the lever, push the plunger, light the fuse, blast them on both sides.
good idea.
That would both seal the pass and take a good chunk of their numbers.
Yes.
Have we heard back from? Have we heard anything back from anyone who's been sent out?
You go ahead and finish.
Boltjaw, Lady Kadra,
Not yet.
Captain.
Not that I've heard of.
Have
I
the
could
captain's
message
men
Captain right
returned
now.
from the mine?
What?
I could talk to the captain right now.
I have something I need to take care of, so I'll be back later.
Sure.
Have the captain's
soon,
men
Briggs.
returned back from the mine?
That wasn't the captain's name.
That well.
Oh, Boltjaw's men.
Well,
Yes.
no, I
I
You-
found the
Oh, the extra, yes.
the extra men
Everyone,
that
everyone returns.
Everyone
Everyone
returned from the
returns.
mine?
Yes.
I would like to
I found the
speak with them,
information I
rather.
need from your books.
Okay.
You, I'll return them
By all means.
to your room after this meeting.
Yeah, I'll let them finish this up.
You're welcome.
Okay. So
Is there a way you'd be able to put a pass through a mountain?
to put a pass through a mountain.
Yes, in the same way you had suggested to reshape the pass itself.
Oh,
Could you-
sure.
If we can get a hidden pass through the mountain itself, not only can we trap a significant number of their forces and blow them sky high, but we can set another force behind them while they rout.
Well, of course. That sounds like quite a solid plan.
it'd be effective, but it would be a large troop movement. If our enemy is as numerous as we think they are, it might be seen.
Well, they'd have to see through a mountain.
I imagine we're not going to be underground the whole time.
Well, no, of course not. But it would be far too late for them to adjust and form and get into a formation where it would be advantageous for them when suddenly a large troop of enemy forces is right behind them, seemingly out of nowhere.
You're not understanding me. I mean, they'd be seen leaving the keep.
By whom? They would have to get. They would either have to have spies on this side or eyes in the sky. Rather literally, the only way they'd view over is through the pass they'd be marching.
Caster, someone could be listening in on this conversation right now through a little point in space that you can't see. How many times have I spied on people?
And who's to say this is the real plan?
Well,
Who's to say we don't have people listening in?
If
Who's
you'll-
to say we do?
if you'll excuse me, I have to attend to some matters with Erna. Feed him. It's feeding time.
Remind me,
Hey,
which detachment of the soldiers had you
Give him a
informed
head
that
pat
that
from
pyro
me.
wasn't the real one?
Both of them.
You told both of them.
Both of them
Okay,
should
good.
have known.
All right.
Give him a head pat from me.
So
Pat that chunkin' lad on the head.
I want to see if I could follow Grix.
Okay.
I was thinking of doing that. You're
Is
gonna
that
be
gonna
kind of
be
shitty
acceptable?
at it with the metal legs and stuff, but
I have a stealth of plus 17.
does that get any minuses from having metal legs? Oh, well, never mind then. Fuck what I said. Go for it.
She just has to put on boots.
All I'm saying is that it's a prime opportunity for
Design a great bootleg.
you might want to
27.
roll that one.
That's still 27.
Oh,
The
wow.
great bootleg.
You could still re-roll it. It is a 27.
What did you roll?
10.
Oh, could be better, could be worse. Your choice.
He is Grix.
Session's only got an hour.
Why not?
It's gonna be worse.
It was worse.
Fuck!
It was worse by 1.
26 then. Alright.
You managed to quietly follow Grix.
Okay.
So,
All I'm saying is that we need to act under the impression that these people knew when to take Jackal, when exactly to strike, so that we would be when we were most distracted and when we were most vulnerable. So so something is watching us.
This doesn't feel like it was them, though. Why would they send a solid adamantite battering ram to the keep if it was just a distraction? Those were forces they would have been prepared to lose in an event like that.
they could have sent everything at us. If they wanted to roll us over, they possibly very well could.
They couldn't have sent everything at you.
Well, no.
It was weeks away.
Okay, yeah.
And moving 15,000 troops is not practical.
That's fair.
There's no way they could have sent everything at us. Sure, they had the option, but they had already split their troops.
Well,
That's true.
it's in games like this, it's best to always get some kind of advantage over your opponent. Sure, they lose the battle, but they take someone.
And what would they have to gain in sacrificing an adamantite battering ram when they could have sacrificed a wooden one that would have broken our gates just as easy?
Well, who's to say that, like, it probably wasn't all a distraction. There was a real chance that we could have lost that fight.
There's a real chance you can lose any fight.
So, it's insurance. Sure, you lose the battle, but you gain something. If they hadn't have lost the battle, well, one, the keep would be gone, and they'd have Jackal. It's securing your position. It's whittling down your opponent. It's whittling down your opponent's edges.
What Castor is saying is, why would they bother whittling down your opponent's edges with such an expensive and useful siege tool? They could have sent a much less expensive
and equally effective tool.
It was disposable, and that's a terrifying thought.
Or it wasn't disposable. And it was a third party.
I honestly don't know which I fear more, an army that has the resources to send an adamantite battering ram and consider it disposable, or the addition of a third party to our war.
If you'll excuse me, I'd like to speak with Boltjaw's men now that they've returned from the mines.
Alright, so I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
You're following Grix.
Oh boy.
Follow Grix to the outside of his room.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you don't follow him into his room.
No, I do not.
Well, he closes the door behind him and you hear him lock it several times. He's about as paranoid as a thief should be. And you hear him talking to someone after a couple of minutes.
Oh, crap.
Who do I hear him talking to?
Roll perception and we will see what you hear of this conversation.
Oh, good roll.
Boltjaw.
Very good roll. That would be 32.
Alright, you hear this conversation clearly.
Mm-hmm.
He is talking to... Hold on, I have to find the name in here. God damn, I have a lot of these.
Calorie.
What? 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 I can't hear you, Grix. You have to speak up.
I'm
How's he been-
hard of hearing.
How's he been the one behind this whole
Hold
time?
on, let me get my horn!
The door flies open from the horn.
Maybe it's in
Did someone shit themselves? No.
No.
If anyone here shit themselves, it'd be you, man.
The question I'm asking is, who's my brethren? Who is my fellow shitter?
No one is your brother.
No
here
one,
today.
literally
I
no
feel
one.
like
The closest thing to your brother is tattoo with his coffee farts. That's the closest thing to a brother you've got. And that's maybe a second cousin twice removed at that.
Brother, I am pinned here. Brother, I'm trying to.
I can't even finish it.
I'm trying to purge the loyalists, but the clap from my Astartes pad and butt cheeks is too.
I'm going to remove you two.
You face imminent deletion from this timeline, as well as all others. With extreme prejudice.
That's fine.
And you deserve it.
No, I don't.
Oh my god. I'm
You having
trying
trouble there,
so
Amy?
hard to find what I'm looking for.
What would we know them as that might help us help you remember the name?
It's not gonna help me remember the name.
Shit.
There's literally not like
Have you met this person before?
You literally have never met this person. It does. You can't help me. I promise.
Bug.
Make up a new name on the spot.
I don't want to do that because I know I've said this name at least once.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
Why do I keep doing that?
What?
It's tap water. You fucking idiot.
There's a fucking refrigerator.
Yeah, I fucking know. That's why I'm like, why do I keep doing it?
Clearly you fucking don't, because you keep pouring yourself fucking tap water.
Well, I'm a fucking dumbass.
I like your ass.
Attention everyone, Matthew has been drinking that dumb fuck juice.
I like your ass.
Alright, well, I'll search for this name later. The conversation that transpires is between Grix and a woman who he addresses as, he uses a code name, I guess, right? Like, well, that's the excuse we'll use.
Yeah. That's
She
fine.
of two mothers.
She of two mothers.
Oh!
And they have a prolonged conversation about the war effort that's taking place in this barony right now, as well as the movement of the Red Hand. And Grix concludes the conversation with, proxy forces that you sent in ahead of what is to come are serving their purpose excellently.
Shit. Okay.
Is there any information you can give me on the movement of the bulk of the Drow forces?
I assume this is someone very significant to you.
Tell Cora about this.
Okay.
And there's a moment of pause where you feel like there would be beard scratching. If there was a beard present to be scratched between the two of them.
Grix, you beardless motherfucker.
Okay, Matt. That's weird.
It is weird.
That you would scratch your beard into the microphone.
Oh man, that produced a good waveform.
Huh?
That produced a good waveform.
You people are so fucking weird.
God damn
Yeah,
you people.
yeah, we are.
God damn you people.
Anyway.
But there is a not insubstantive number of Drow right now that are hiding and moving through the horde of Ashardalon.
Like they're hiding from the fort of Ashardalon.
Who
They're
hiding.
using the cover of the
Oh.
Horde of Ashardalon and the Scar to advance.
You get the sense that this is deliberate cooperative work between the Red Hand and the Drow.
Our worst nightmare.
Do I hear anything else? Anything else of note?
The last thing that you do here is, it is unfortunate that we lost the Dragonling, but at the very least,
I found
we see. But I found these.
Sorry.
I'm going to delete you.
We have found a number of very interesting magical artifacts in relation to chronomancy out here.
Shit!
That went our only fucking shot at getting any gold.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything that would is there anything mentioned as to why Grix would betray us? Anything of why he would say something
Nope.
do something? I assume that's like the most she can glean before they're like. So who the fuck is this bitch? How'd she get in? Well, I'm sure you know.
I get the sense this is a magical conversation. She may not be actually present.
Probably is.
That's a very real possibility.
That is a really very real possibility.
Yeah.
Do they mention anything about Graceland?
No.
Jackal?
Anything about Jackal?
No.
Shit.
Increasing likelihood of a third party. Unpleasant.
So you go and talk to the men from the mine.
Colonel.
The Mind Men!
Colonel. Wait, you said Colonel, not Captain.
I said, yeah, that's because it's not the captain.
Oh.
I mean, the captain would be lower ranked than the colonel, so...
His name is the captain. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. I don't know what's lower than captain. Private?
Yeah.
Private,
Oh yeah.
sergeant.
The lowest.
Lieutenant, sergeant, private.
Many things.
Lots of stuff.
One of the things lower than captain is what she says.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant, fine.
Yes.
You were part of the detachment sent to the mines, yes?
Yes.
Good, I need to speak with you. Walk with me.
Okay.
And
Is
she,
this
like,
an orc or a hobgoblin?
Doesn't work.
she reduces the, like, hushed tone. So I trust that Cassandra informed you that the pirate you went to the mines with was not me, yes?
Yes, we were informed of this. She disappeared in the midst of our mission.
That's exactly what I'd like to know about. Do you know anything about where she went?
No, we have no idea. She was just gone one morning. She seemed to have finished placing all of the explosive ruins which we had set out to place, which is nice. But we don't know where she went. Perhaps further into the tunnel? The only thing we noticed was that after her departure, that her tent was covered in some kind of magical circle.
I went and investigated the mines. I found 2 circles. There was only one when you left.
I mean, we didn't look that thoroughly, to be honest with you.
This is troublesome. Did you overhear anything about anyone she may have been reporting to?
No.
No.
I feel like if we had had that information, it would have been a bit more pertinent for me to share.
Well, I'm glad nothing went wrong while you were there.
She seemed perfectly amicable, much like yourself, though you're a bit less unhinged than normal.
Well,
What is that supposed to mean?
that's all. Thank you.
Maybe I do, Shellhead.
Maybe I
Is that
did
a race
share.
thing?
Is that a race thing?
We know fucking nothing about this goddamn
Is
doppelganger.
that some kind of personal attack? Fuck!
I was hoping they would have something.
Okay. Well, with that conversation done.
So
You
as
could
you're...
check with these spies specifically.
Well, hold
'cause
on.
that was just a detachment of men.
Oh, fuck. There's one more thing I want to ask him, actually. Sorry.
Okay.
The one circle you found, was there any blood next to it?
There was a bit.
So that was the leaving circle. They didn't know about the entering circle.
So,
That could have happened after they left. Which means... could mean a number of things.
I couldn't have let that out because I have water in my mouth.
Deeper into the mines.
So, as you are having that conversation, and you're returning back to the rest of the men, another one of Boltchild's men speaks up and is like, actually, I might have some information that relates to that.
And do share. Keep your voice down.
One evening, when I was having a little bit of trouble getting to sleep, I did notice somebody who had not come with us into the mine.
Perception roll. I want to see if anyone else is listening. Sorry.
It's perfect.
I would like to re-roll that.
Leave the 1.
Yes, leave that 1. That's not that much better.
It's one.
Fuck.
Hey, that's still better.
That's not... It gets nothing. Don't worry about it.
What is the total?
It was a fucking 9. It gets nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, you shouldn't
lose!
Well, you shouldn't suck at perception rolls then, huh,
You
bitch?
get nothing!
I have fucking 1 rank in it. I just got a wisdom bonus. I don't
You're
wanna-
a bitch!
Never mind. I'm stupid. That's a 14. I'm guessing that still doesn't glean anything, but a 14. I forgot I have a +9. I thought I had a +4 for some
14 total?
Yeah.
I don't see anyone.
reason. No one's listening. All right. Well, you can continue.
Yes.
Exactly.
There was a robed figure one evening
probably about 6-ish feet tall. I assumed maybe it was one of the men or yourself. I didn't think much about it as I was rather tired and groggy, but...
The 5'5" pirate just narrows her eyes.
Right. I then realized the next morning I perhaps had made a folly. So there is that. The next morning, your doppelganger was gone, and so was this figure.
And this robed figure you spoke of, about 6 feet tall, did they appear to be in any kind of distress?
No.
Could you tell anything about the manner they were walking in? Like they may be in a hurry?
Deliberate. Purposeful.
This is definitely food for thought. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And she'll go ahead and make her leave. I think I definitely want to speak with Cassandra.
Sounds like everyone want to talk to Cass.
And Cora, actually.
Yeah, after that, listening in.
Sorry.
It's okay. After that, listening in, Cass is like, I'm sorry, old friend. How did you fall so far? And then she walks away. Maybe Cora might know something about this. One of two mothers or whatever. Are you back in your room?
Oh no, I'm still in the war room. We're still in the war room.
Yeah, we're all in the war room still.
Cass. Perception. Yeah, shit. That's still gonna be
A fat
19.
A fat 19.
You don't see anyone.
Grix follows you back, and then you follow him back.
I follow.
You follow him,
follow
following
him.
you, following him, following you,
You
following
follow
him.
him.
While
He
Graceland
will follow
stalks behind
me.
the both of you.
I will follow you.
I've been training my whole life for this kind of thing.
So don't fuck it up.
Anyway.
So,
Majestic.
she goes into the room. Cora, I actually, I would like to speak to you for a moment, if you would, please me.
Of course.
As you're
Come.
walking out, you see
Okay.
Pyra down the hall.
Well,
Perfect. May I join you?
hi, your room?
It's been silenced at the moment, but sure. I
Even
can
better.
Well, that means we wouldn't
With
be
that
able to
would-
talk to.
But you could recast silence outside the door.
Yeah, I could do that. In fact, I will do that.
There's also a spell that specifically silences the area that you're in
Yeah,
to people
Doesn't
outside.
have it.
I don't have that prepared.
Ah.
You can swap out your prepared spells, though, can't you?
Nope. Okay.
Also, so while you guys talk, I have an overwhelming need to hit something. And she makes her way out.
Please, for the love of the gods, don't let it be the war table.
It's not. And she closes. She
Go spar with some men.
she
I could use a good beating.
opens the door and almost slams it shut.
Whip them into shit.
Just
It whips them in the shit.
hey, you got some time to train? Bash, bash, bash. Thanks for that, boss. Anyways, yeah.
Keep
So,
them on their
Alright,
toes,
the
Cass.
old man wants me to see what you're made of, so let me have it.
Oh.
Arrow to the face.
God damn it. Fucking Skyrim references.
So,
There's been like 8 this fucking
we go
yes.
walk to Cora's room. We do all the shits to
Yes.
set up everything.
Dispel the silence, re-prepare, recast silence,
Alright.
and then, like on the, but this time on the outside. Galahad's still sleeping and everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lock the door 3 times and what?
Pyra swishes her water around because she's running out.
So, I'm sure you all could see through it. I'm not the best at lying, but I lied about going to talk about Erna. Or see about Erna.
I figured you were up to something.
I followed Grix.
I was thinking just that.
Turns out he definitely is working behind our backs.
With whom?
4.
I'm unfamiliar with the name. I don't believe I've come across it. Someone by the name of One with Two Mothers.
You're sure?
I am.
The color, like you know, Cora's skin is very dark because she's a drow, but it like visibly pales some, and she just like whispers a prayer underneath her breath and just
It seems you did know something about this person.
She of Two Mothers is a name for none other than the Empress of the Rose Petal Thorn. Throne. I keep making that mistake. What did you hear?
I heard several things, such as the movement of the Red Hand, and something a bit more sinister, something that we really did not want to be the case, but it ended up being the Drow are using the Horde of Ashardalon as a cover to traverse through the Scar and meet up with the Red Hand.
And they didn't mention anything about any others that we may have suspected might have been responsible for this treason?
Jackal?
No?
They didn't mention anything about Jackal either.
Nothing about Jackal, nothing about anyone else. And she looks at Pyro.
That only furthers my suspicions. I spoke with the men that came back from the mines. One of them said that they had been keeping an eye on my double as she was at the mines, but that she didn't provoke any suspicious behavior. They simply woke up one morning and she was gone. And there was a teleportation circle in her tent. Specifically, the one that had the bottle of blood next to it, which was the one leaving. But they didn't make any mention of the second teleportation circle that Ace and I found, which was the entering one. And, more importantly, another one of the men, spoke of a robed figure they saw one night, hurrying through the camp, about 6 feet tall, walking with purpose. Jackal may have left of her own volition.
Jackal's about 6'6".
Oh, really? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's.
Damn it, that was what I
She's
thought it
on
was
6
then.
feet.
Never mind. Fuck.
Okay.
Well, next to Jackal may have left of her
I
own
mean,
volition.
he could have seen it wrong. He thought it was you at first.
That is true. He vastly
Give or take a
misjudged
foot.
my height.
Give or take a foot.
So she mentions the 6'6" figure. So Jackal's quite taller than that, but he could have seen it wrong. He did mistake them for me. It is possible, though unlikely, she left of her own volition.
Extremely unlikely. She fought against the Drow.
Yeah, from what
Well, from what we can tell, whoever took Jackal or whomever Jackal is with is not working with the Drow. This she of Two Mothers you mentioned, I think, would have mentioned the acquisition of an asset like Jackal.
Aye. Oh.
That only furthers my
What if
suspicion.
this is a prolonged correspondence and that information was not immediately relevant? Also, I'm sorry, Jackal is missing?
Jackal has been missing for
Jackal's
some
been-
The
days.
skull?
Yes.
No.
Not a
they,
skull anymore.
Jackal was resurrected.
Turns out that she was who she said she remembered she was, a powerful Drow Archmage.
She
And
was
she's
just
gone
a
missing.
girl with the side of a guy. During the siege on the keep, she was taken. After the siege ended, we went into her room, found some signs of a struggle. Her room was in a mess. There was her dagger with some blood on it stuck into her bookcase, and there was a teleportation circle leaving her room.
We are in a very dangerous string of timelines.
Her, this,
Not that I have anything to say about it. I'm sure we'll find our way back to the right one.
if this,
There is no right one.
Well, we'll have to make our own then.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
dagger eyes, by the way. Just, in any case, if the Empress of the King of the Drow Kingdom is well, this is this would be a violation of treaty, and this fight was already like a mouse fighting a hawk. It is now, we are now so much smaller for this, and this fight is now
If this
the entire human remnants. Like, it is all of their concern.
It is. We need to find a way to inform the king of this matter. This is a clear violation of treaty.
What have the elves been up to?
The elves, waiting for my orders, just
Now that
helping
we
out
know
where
the
they can.
Drow were involved, we can damn well give them word.
Of course.
Do we know where the Drow are?
The Drow, like the marching troop. The last this conversation that I heard on happened moments ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they were marching through the Horde of Ashardalon using it as cover.
to inform the elves of that, they may take action, or at the very least, they may be more willing to help bolster our forces at the thought of going against the Drow.
I wonder if a Chardalon knows that his horde is being used as cover. Are
I'm
they
sure-
looting it?
No, they're using it as cover to march through, and it sounds like they've been using it. Like this is potentially an alliance between the Red Hand, because Grix mentioned troop movements of the Red Hand itself too. So I don't know why he would mention that if they were opposing forces.
I didn't figure, but a Chardalon is apparently with the Red Hand. I imagined if the Drow that we're moving through were taking some of his things, he wouldn't take too kindly to any of it.
Well, that's all the information I'm able to give you now. Something has come up that I've just remembered that I have to speak to someone about. I will keep you on tabs, both of you.
But, and you've been on. I imagine you've been all over the place. Have you seen Graceland?
I have not.
So, as you're about to walk away, you hear the captain inside the ring. Labored breath. There's lots of clattering around him. Oh, gods, Cass! Oh, gods! We're badly outnumbered. I don't know that we're gonna make it home.
I beg your pardon.
I, of my own volition, took myself and a couple of men northward into the Scar.
And you found some drow, didn't you?
More than drow. A lot more than drow.
What? What more than drow?
And then you hear, like, him, like, struggling to swing his sword. And you hear him, like, screaming, and you hear a couple of other men in the background. They're big! Oh, man, they're big! What a mark! And then you hear, like, the sound of him stabbed through something. I could not honestly tell you what the fuck these things are.
That sounds like something the Wicker Witch will be able to conjure.
Oh no, I don't think they're undead. They definitely look like they've come from somewhere.
Demonic?
The
Abyssal?
Abyss, possibly.
Oh God, no!
Well,
We're about 35 miles north of the Horde.
I have a few ideas. If you can hold out for as long as you can, I'll be sure to get as many forces able to get there.
It's just me and 15 guys. We've been fighting for 2 days, Cass. I'm really trying to not have to call you with this. Also, this is information you need before I die. And then there's the sound of, like, a wet, heavy crunching noise. And he, like, lets out a scream in pain. The Drow are coming, Cass! They're coming. And then that's the last thing you hear.
Amy.
Is it
Did
so?
the recording drop?
No?
About 10 minutes ago,
Did it?
something happened.
Well, backup seems to be working.
Yeah, one of them is
Yeah,
still
the
running,
back-
I can
yeah.
tell.
The backup seems to be fine, so...
So after Cass leaves, Pyre looks at you and says, I don't suppose you've tried to scry my double since all of this transpired. I know we attempted to scry Jackal.
If we can wait just a second, because I can salvage most of this audio, that way I don't have to use most of that.
Sure. Fuck!
What?
The Drow! And,
Big angry
Oh.
drowies.
also, probably from the Abyss. I'm guessing it's temple time again.
Oh god, if the Drow allied with Azathoth.
They wouldn't, no.
The Abyss in this
Wait,
instance
oh.
refers to demons.
I know,
I figured as much, but
but there's some
gods.
really weird fucking demons. And the demons hate the Drow.
they do.
Alright, there we go. I've got this recording going again.
Where did it leave off?
It's like 10 minutes back, but I can just cut the 10 minutes out
Okay,
of this.
so we haven't lost anything.
No, we haven't lost anything.
So after Cass leaves, Pyre turns to Cora and says, I don't suppose you've attempted to scry my double since all of this transpired. I know we attempted to scry Jackal when we found an anti-magic field.
No, I have not.
That may be worthwhile.
all my efforts have been bent towards rescue.
Understandably. I'm glad you're back, Galahad.
Galahad?
I'm glad I'm here too.
Well, whenever those scrolls are ready, or if you have any other word of anything that may be of interest to me, you know where to find me.
Just stay here. I can complete a scribe.
Wait a minute. Can't we just teleport?
Yeah?
Yes. But we don't have a target. Where would we go?
I don't know.
Galahad? If you've got anything.
I don't.
Okay.
Well, in that case, I beg your pardon. I must leave. And she walks out.
You were already gone.
Oh, I thought. Well, never mind.
Yeah, this is after you left.
Well, you hear heavy thudding down the stairs, with purpose. Thudding with purpose.
Purposeful thudding.
Paige, have you seen Castor Pyregard?
Yes, madame!
Where is he?
Castor has remained in the war room.
He's in the war room!
Thank you, Paige.
I'd imagine as Castor is walking through the halls. You guys are kind of on towards the edges. You would hear a very distant, very muffled roller scream.
Did you really just fall over?
No, she
No.
saved it.
Okay.
Yeah, saved.
Impressive.
That sounds concerning.
And then Cass just walks hurriedly into the room. Castor, I need to speak to you.
Of course, what's on your mind?
You mentioned something about. Hold on. I need to do a
Here we are.
perception roll. Give me 28 on the perception roll. Do I see anyone?
Nope!
I physically can't do better than that, so.
Are we being watched?
Okay.
Actually, you said 28?
28, yes.
Okay. Graceland is peeking towards the war room. And then, turns a corner.
Oh, man.
Come with me.
We're surrounded by
And she heads towards that hallway.
We should have
Where
invested
Graceland
in
was.
security.
You're following her?
Yes.
Alright.
Making it sound like she's just saying, walk with me. I need to speak to you.
She's walking towards your room.
She is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just continue to walk like nothing going on. You mentioned something about, I saw these new men in the barracks. Some heraldry of, say, friend of yours. Friends of
Yes, a close friend, old friend of mine, actually. Shuko Rapkor and some of the Knights of the Morning Dew.
yours. We may need to mobilize them immediately.
Oh?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll explain a bit more. And she's walking faster, and she's. Do I see Graceland?
Yeah, you can see her. She doesn't notice you at the moment. She very slowly begins to try and open your door.
Okay. Slow down.
Good hand over Castor's mouth.
Castor physically stops.
Tries to stop the momentum from the. The drow coming. You mentioned something about, in hushed tones, you mentioned something about Graceland wanting to find exits to the keep, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to have a copy of that map that you gave her?
I didn't give her any maps yet. I was still retrieving them. I have them in my room.
You may want to go check on them, see if they're not gone already.
Appreciate
Good night.
it. Good night.
And she actually, before you go, come with me to my room. And then just walks slowly forward. Wait until Graceland goes into the room.
Well, she's already gone in.
Oh, she's already gone in?
Mm-hmm.
Takes the wayfinder off her shoulder. We might have to deal with the traitor.
Castor draws the shield that he keeps on his back and pulls the axe out.
Kicks
I'll
down the
take
door.
I'll take the doorway.
Walks as quietly as she can with Castor walking behind her.
Castor is
That's-
deliberately quiet.
Yes. This is gonna be a stealth roll?
I would
You don't
just
have to.
send Cass first.
Alright, well Castor
When
will
Castor
go first.
bolts through the back.
And
I was kind of
she
just
gets to the
Charge through
door,
the wall.
sizes it up with her legs. Also be easy. Bam! Kicks it in.
Whoa! Holy shit! Jeez.
Can I ask what you're doing in my room?
How tall is Cass?
There's not really a
6
good
feet.
answer to that question, is there? there's no way I can say it here. Can I?
I'm sorry, that is the best response.
It is.
Caster
really no
enters
good
the door
answer,
frame,
is there?
weapon already drawn, the helm of the armor of Malachar on.
The enforcer is here.
You wouldn't happen to have come here for looking for anything pertaining to gestures to the notes on the desk. I would recommend not lying. You have a cat standing right next to you that could rip your throat out.
I'm more afraid of the man in the stone armor. and
How'd
the
she
woman
get
holding
past
the
the
gun.
cat? Damn.
Wise.
She pulls some meat out of her clothes and throws it towards Erna.
I see.
The way to any cat's heart is through its stomach.
You're gonna need to wean him off of some shit.
Fat ass.
I need you to come with me.
Can I answer questions here?
Here's
no.
good.
Where am I going to answer questions?
Oh god.
Wherever we take
Fucking.
you.
I'm a lot more agreeable here.
You're also a lot more exposed to information we likely don't want you having.
True, maybe, but we'd be equally likely to expose information to our enemies now, wouldn't we?
Alright. Can I make a perception roll?
Sure.
I gotta see if Brix is listening in. That's a 19 on die there.
Ooh, boy!
So,
Ooh, Boise!
He is
33.
he is not.
I'm going to do a sense motive roll to see if Gracelyn, if I can discern of Gracelyn having any particular reason for wanting to remain in this location specifically.
Sure.
That's going to be 31.
She doesn't want to be in a dungeon.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, alright, I get it.
I could, yeah. They're unpleasant places.
If you're so agreeable, if it would be better for you to do it, speak in here, fine. Walks in. Caster, close the door and stand in the doorway.
I think you blew it off its hinges.
I didn't blow it off its hinges, it just swung open.
Caster, become the door.
Close enough.
That's
Caster,
several hundred pounds.
Caster sheathes the
Muscle
axe,
and stuff.
steps in and closes the door.
I noticed you, peeking at my room the other day.
Yes.
Can I ask why?
Well, I wanted to hold on to these, and she pulls all of the fake papers out of her pocket and puts it on the desk.
Right.
Yeah. I know what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a rough idea of what all of you do, actually. Well, I guess except for Drolish.
No one really truly knows what she does.
Everyone knows what Drolish does. She hits things.
It started as a curiosity, just investigating my lover's friends, and boredom and loneliness. But it's evolved into a more prolonged obsession with safety, you see. I was raised on the other side of the scar as a courtesan. I have come south, escaping and earning my freedom, continuing to use my particular talents in my line of work without the bent of political deception. But it is something which I am adept at. It should seem I still fall for drow.
It seems that way.
Now, I've scoured the keep a couple of times. I have a rough idea of most of its layout, and that's why I was concerned about an escape route. But the reason that I was concerned about whether there was or wasn't one has a lot more to do with your friend.
Carl?
Yeah, no. No, the goblin.
Griggs. Yes.
He speaks in hushed tones with heavy names.
I know.
That is not a battle we will win.
Castor pulls off the helmet of Malakar and sets it under his arm. There's visible concern on his face. What have you not told me?
I found out of this recently, within the past, I want to say 20 minutes.
How big is the force we're dealing with here, Cassandra?
How big is the force?
The force in the Horde of Ashardalon is probably only an additional 2,000 or so troops, but they plan on using the Red Hand, basically exploiting them as a proxy force, like mercs basically, to start the war.
That's exactly what I thought it would be.
And weaken up their forces so that they can then begin sending in large amounts of travel. So even though it's only 2,000 units, it's 2,000 suicidal, elite-trained Drow shock troops.
Okay.
There we go.
And they are part of a force
There we go.
led by a General Jezdra.
Oh, great. Well, Cass relays that to Castor. Is there any reaction from Graceland from this?
Yeah, I already knew all that. Most of it. If they're sending Jezdra to come and kill us, however, at least it'll be quick and quiet.
That's if they even kill us to begin with. I'm not about to die. Not
Bold,
this way.
and I admire that tenacity. However, we live in the real world where people die, and these are the best people to get to kill people.
I know.
As for why I stole this, because I would much rather, and I have since sussed out that this is fake, just watching you, I would have much rather held on to this and then been incriminated and persecuted for its ownership than have information like this fall into the hands of your compatriot.
I know. I know it's a stupid thing to say. I don't leave the real ones anywhere but on my person. You have to pickpocket it from my lap.
I can't stand the squeaking.
Yeah, no. It was a good gesture. It's fine.
It was a good joke.
Good for the size.
Good joke, good joke.
That's about it.
So it seems that you're not conspiring against us, not you.
It looks bad, but no. But it wasn't exactly like I could go and share this information either.
Of course.
Because if you all started looking and getting suspicious, it would have been a lot more difficult for me to gather the information I needed. But now that I have been confronted, I have given you all the information that I have. I had hoped to give a more complete dossier at some point, but this is what we have.
Sense motive.
Anger.
That's a 17. It's going to be 28.
She is honest as best you can tell.
That is relieving.
Okay. I do agree it does look bad. And I'm sorry for barging in on your plans.
Well, I'm in your room, so...
I'm sure you can forgive me barging into my room to see why you were snooping around my things.
Oh, absolutely. Can I make one suggestion? If you're going to leave fake plans lying around, you might as well trap them. I don't mean, like, put an arrow trap over your desk. I mean, leave a bad recipe.
That was what it was meant to be, but...
I mean, you had said they were fake. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
true. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you
Well,
just said
we
fake.
can't retcon that, so...
You could also ink them. Just whoever swipes them gets this fucking like ink on their thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, she was suggesting come up with a recipe that
That'll
would put
fucking blow up the person that tests it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Dead.
Not a bad suggestion, but it was.
Although I guess Graceland can be partially thankful that that wasn't the case.
I mean, she did try it.
She did.
Oh.
She should be thankful that they weren't trapped in the more magical sense, whereas touching it would cause an explosion immediately.
Well, to be fair, I just only recently began to not trust the people around here. I did not quite think of making an explosion out of that.
I have
Especially-
one last piece of information which may be relevant to you, friend.
Your egregious usage of the word friend. His cast just.
As best I can tell, Grix did not initiate this contact in the keep. This is pre-existing.
This is a pre-existing arrangement. And this is Grix. This is not any sort of doppelganger. This is the man that I saved.
Appears to be a scout.
I thought she was gonna say some fucking whack shit. I'm sorry. I thought she was just gonna be like, one last piece of advice: don't trust the pyromancer.
The orc can't be trusted.
Oh, and one more thing.
Oh, and one more thing.
Oh, and one more thing.
Don't wake the mother.
God damn it. You wanna come to Tattoo's house and watch Sucker Punch with us?
So, not tonight.
He's got work.
So do I.
Oh, well.
Losing friends left and right this day.
What other friends have you lost other than the goblin?
Well, if we are able to get there in time, we might not be able to lose him, but the captain is in dire straits.
No. Where is he?
Yes.
He's in the scar, fighting the drow.
I apologize. I had given him some advice. I suppose that he is in danger because of it now.
I assume that was just out of the ignorance of the number of their force.
I suppose so. I had assumed his martial prowess would have served him better.
Still, only... How many men did he send? He didn't tell me, did he?
Himself
No, he did. He
and
said
an
it was-
additional 15.
Yeah.
That's only 16 men with 2,000 drow. Only so much can be done by 16 men. No matter how good of a fighter they are.
I had sent him in search of a vault, which I had heard you speaking about some days prior.
Oh no!
I had hoped the information that he might have gathered there, or indeed the artifacts he may have retrieved, would have been something approaching enough to turn the tides of this situation.
But we're going to have to act fast to fix this situation. We may have lost the captain, but we are not going to lose those artifacts. We might need to
You're
rouse
certain
him.
it was Drow he was engaged with?
He mentioned drow coming and some things from the abyss.
Castor perks up particularly.
That's rather odd.
Indeed,
The Drow hate demons.
the drow do hate demons.
This spells very, very bad news for everyone.
Indeed.
Chuko will be happy to hear this.
He will.
Demon hunting.
I think it.
Devil may cry.
I think it best be time to rouse Galandrius. He might not be able to take on Chardalon on his own, but that's not the goal. We need to at least put a dent into their forces while also retrieving magical artifacts.
What better treasure hunters are there than dragons?
And we'll need your men too.
Of course.
We're
They're adept at demon slaying and devil slaying. All things that bump in the night.
I'll rouse the knights.
Well,
Graceland. He looks at her with a significantly higher amount of compassion than when he had entered the room. You've done well.
I-
Thank you.
I appreciate the what are the words? I can't. She commends Graceland and her
Forthrightness?
forthrightness, and commends her stealth and her wit.
I admire your initiative. I envy your tactics.
I am not an adventurer. I spent my life living in drow courts, amongst liars and thieves and ne'er-do-wells.
There's
So
a skill that you would inherit from that life.
I'm in my element, you might say.
Although, if I may request this of you, come to me or Caster if you find anything else.
Well, there's no point in hiding anything else at this point.
Indeed.
Question. With how much time we have left in the session, would we have time to complete a scry or ascending?
You got 5
You have
minutes.
time to do both.
Excellent. I already know the wording for what I want to say for the sending.
Well, if you...
I know who you are, and
I
I'm
also
coming.
have another request. At some point, visit Cora. She is getting increasingly agitated
You know, like-
of your
Message it to her.
missing.
Well, fucking, that's not fun.
Well, I had what I feel is legitimate worry that if I had spent too much time around her after she returned, that she would be the most likely leak of information that I might have.
Fair. Fair.
Oh.
She is mad about you. Well, it's good this information has come to light. Now we just need to act on it. Caster, you may step away from the door. I'll fix that in my own time.
I'll fetch the knights. And he sets the door aside.
So what would you like to send?
I mean,
You can just mark off the gold for the scrolls. Okay.
Let me make sure this is 20 by 1,
Also,
2, 3,
I-
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'd imagine you guys would hear Drollish yell again and start cursing out some of the men. Basically, just from.
Did you send me a text? Because I don't see it on Discord.
I'm typing it right now.
yeah, okay. It does take just a day to make a scroll.
You guys aren't even good for dummies!
Jesus.
Jesus, Trollish.
Do we mark off the gold for the scrolls? The
Scrolls.
scrolls.
Is it just 700
My
gold?
thigh has more weight than your swing!
Jesus Christ.
That's
I
pretty
believe it probably will actually be 2 because I'll be contacting them again about
Yeah.
when I'm coming
I
by.
would only be able. I would only
She's
have
very,
So only
clearly
one
very
today,
angry,
that's right. Yeah, so
very
only
agitated,
700 for now.
more
So
than
it'd be-
usual.
700.
What's 24,200 minus 700?
23,500.
We have
room is really
23,500 gold.
Yes.
All right, write it down.
Former room.
And this specifically was sent to her mother. Or no, it was her dad that had sent the letter, right?
It is your dad
Okay.
that sent the letter.
It was to her dad then.
Ah!
A while later, Drollish can be heard going back into the keep, panting and grunting, and she slams the door to the forge.
Ah! Oh my God! Everything is bad. Everything's really bad, guys.
Hey, we have possession for good things to happen. Oh my God, the world is crumbling.
At the very least, Graceland is not a traitor.
Yes,
There's that.
that is the one. That is the one good.
I'm not fucking. I got the Philosopher's Stone, gonna make it not crumble.
Cass has got legs. Pyra's not dressed like a hooker.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
The Knights of the Morning Dew are here.
The morning dew. The morning dew are here.
And Pyra's not dressed like a hooker.
Yeah.
That is not
Drollish
bad
is
in
most
its
likely
own
forced
right.
to kill her only
Once
daughter.
No, that's
So-
not a good
Well,
thing.
we're talking about highlights.
Yeah. So
It's more her behavior that's commendable than her attire.
Pyra's cleaned up.
Yeah.
Galahad's back, but
Absolutely.
damaged.
Way more ways than one.
Yeah.
Would you be?
Yes.
So I imagine maybe the sending is cast like while you're preparing the scry or something. Like she just readies the scroll.
Yeah, and just here. It's honestly my first scroll. Hope it works.
And as she's reading it, like you see the paper.
I don't
start
like
to-
those words from an arcane spellcaster.
You see the paper start
It's
to
my
glow
first.
like as she's
I hope it
using
works.
and that's like the sending of the message, and then she gets the return message, and in her hands the paper like starts to smolder away as the spell is finished being cast, and you just see her go.
Bad news.
And this is the closest to angry you've seen her since the rescue operation for Galahad. Interesting news.
You can share if you like.
I'd rather not.
I mean, if I'm going to be
This is something that fucking needs to be shared. It's not something you need to keep to yourself if it's family business or not. Oh, hangy!
It's not anything that'll help you get a location for teleporting to.
But Pyra, it'd be nice to know what kind of location, what kind of place we're walking into. The attitude. You understand?
The attitude is they fucking hate me.
I'm sorry.
I didn't exactly leave on the best of terms.
I assumed after they asked you to come home that perhaps they'd grown to miss you, and that mattered more than their anger.
Well, unlike Drolish, there was no mention of an execution or a trial, but they're certainly not happy. I'm definitely not the person they want me to be.
All that matters, who you were supposed to be, to them shouldn't matter. What matters is what you are now and what you do.
I'd like to think that.
The wisest woman I've ever known told me that.
Me.
Me, the wisest woman I ever knew.
Me. I have my role models. No, me.
Who said that? Who said that quote?
See,
I can't remember her name at the moment. Was it Ladani? Yeah. Someone from my backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who said it.
see, not all my role models are me. There's
That-
me.
that does
There's
sound like
me
a
in the
core
mirror.
thing to do. She is her
There's the
own
me in the
role
funny
model.
glass.
Hold on, let me get my best angle.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
They're all good.
But yeah, this shouldn't take too much longer. I'm sorry to hear.
It's not your concern yet. And hopefully it won't become your concern at all.
Who is Califer?
Just know,
Accidental invite, a friend of mine and the primary viewer of our game.
Oh, okay.
just know if things do get bad when we go, you have my full permission to come back without me.
That's not happening.
I think it would be unwise for you to stay.
I appreciate the gesture,
I am physical evidence that apparently we leave no one behind.
but that is absolutely not happening.
This leave no one behind mentality won't just get me killed, it'll get you killed and by extension Drolish. Those aren't losses we can afford.
I've heard that song and dance before. And with that, the scry finishes. Let's see what we can find out.
Who are you scrying on?
We
Pyra's
attempting to
doppelganger.
strike the doppelganger.
Pyra's doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
We're looking for something in particular at the very least.
It doesn't work because you can't see what's already in front of you.
That's exactly what I was.
This post
That's
made
what I
by
was
the doorbell
thinking.
gang.
That'd be awesome. But no.
Scries don't work when the target of the scry is within too close to the
You witch!
So,
I know. That's interesting. I know right where they are.
Lightning bolt! Cash-shaped hole busts
She
through
makes
the
a
wall.
mistake and
I knew it!
she makes a mistake and casts Scorching Ray instead.
so much like when you tried to cast scry on Jackal,
Son of a bitch!
No, this is good. This is what I was expecting, and this confirms they're likely in the same place.
that's it. They're in an anti-magic field.
They're likely in the same place.
Inconvenient.
Inconvenient, but intelligence is still good.
We know how to get there.
Doppelganger and the kidnapped Jack will be in the same place.
I have I had a sneaking suspicion that perhaps a third party was involved who was aligned with none of us. Or maybe it's assassins targeting people, and Pyra's doppelganger it's assassins targeting us, and Pyra's doppelganger just was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's good, though. They might think Pyra is gone. Or at least that they have the right one.
Well, if they did and they're aligned with the Red Hand, they won't anymore. I made a bit of a showing when we rescued you. But if they're not aligned with the Red Hand, we could attempt to use this to our advantage at the very least. I could try to lay low.
It brings us no closer. That is useful, but this brings us no closer to
Brings us no closer to finding Jackal, but that doesn't necessarily mean we've gained nothing.
Sorry, I'm just packing up because it's like.
You're okay.
Thank you for your help, Cora. I'll get with you about when we'll actually end up going home.
Not a problem. There's. I'm going to start casting my own sending.
And she goes ahead and exits your room now, I guess.
Yeah.
Returns to her room with the fucking massive vanity in the wardrobe. Flips back to history of Ashiano. And I guess, like, Pyra's specific scene would fade out on her just poring over the book again, looking deeply troubled.
I'll have this done and then we can close out the session.
Okay.
Can I have one closing?
Absolutely.
Gives me time to write.
Absolutely.
So Cass is like back in her room, like fixes the door and all that stuff, and she sits in her bed and has the Philosopher's Stone in her hand, and she's just staring at it because she knows its abilities for like true resurrection and stuff. Just sits there looking at it. Sets it on the desk.
I'm gonna bring back
That's
the
selfish.
door.
You deserve the best. And then she gets up and takes. Well, she can't take her legs off. I was gonna say take
No,
her legs
they're bolted to her
Take
bone.
boots off.
off. So she just
Take off boots.
goes to her bed and just lays down with her in a tear,
Oh.
couple tears.
Is that my name in the sky?
It's
What
not-
have you been up to?
It's not Vet. It's her
No.
parents.
Oh, that's even sadder.
Oh,
That she's thinking of, and she cries herself to sleep that night.
damn.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Hey, guess what? At least she isn't the only one crying.
No.
To give Cora a bit more time to write, Castor opens the door to the barracks in which are housed the Knights of the Morning Dawn. Juko!
No. Yes.
Rouse the boys. We have troubling work.
17.
How troubling.
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
Oh boy. Newt. Motherfucker.
It's Newt asshole, thank you. Newt asshole, time for justice!
Not today.
Not today.
God damn it.
What?
There's one particular aspect of this that has got me questioning things.
He wakes up his men.
Oh, slight retcon of the
This.
scene with Cass. Instead of setting it on the desk, she's holding it close to her chest as she's sleeping.
Put it in Ernest. Don't put it in Ernest's mouth.
No, he might think it's. Well, no, he wouldn't know it's a steak, but he'd be like, it's something.
We're gonna attempt to munch.
No.
Attempt munch.
She just like curls up in a fetal position and is just
Meat slabs.
sobbing into Erna's fur.
You had noticed Erna was putting on a couple extra pounds.
Yeah.
Because he'd been getting fed an extra time a day. fat ass.
Fucking fat ass.
Fucking fat
I
ass.
have to take you a few jogs around the keep.
Big old pobs.
Jesus Christ.
Are you satisfied? Did you get what
There's
you
one
wanted?
particular aspect of that I am extremely, extremely frustrated about.
I'm casting another sending,
Now I'm
and this
really
is directed
curious.
at Amalia, my sister.
Help, please.
Resistance!
No, it's not a cry for help.
Oh, okay.
Is this you? Did you do this? You slut!
And you can respond to me verbally if you want.
You piece of shit!
Sure, I have to count 25 words of response.
Okay.
Fuck! I am extremely satisfied with the sending, by the way. Believe you me, this was far more than I could have hoped for.
Oh,
I take it her parents are not happy.
can I have a marker?
They're not pleased.
Oh, this.
I mean, that much
this-
was just obvious from
Okay.
she left, burning their library.
This.
I'm going-
message.
At least there's no talk of execution.
Please.
She roamed their Alexandria.
At least
Go on.
there's no talk of
No.
execution.
I'm going to display the general tone of this session with a line graph.
Oh.
Not so bad. Oh, hey, morning dew shows up. All right. Oh, wait, Grix is doing some shit. Oh, fuck. Well, it's okay. I got legs. Shit. Grayson's kind of a shit.
You got legs
going on?
before Grix.
Shut up. Okay. Stuff's alright. Oh shit. Oh, drow. Oh, God. Abyss. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it really did go downhill really fast, really
Oh, no.
really deep, didn't it?
Oh, no.
Oh no, the captain's dying.
The captain's dying. We might lose a bunch of more men. Oh, fuck.
The overall...
They found Jackal's cache. They just, oh no.
The overall
Oh.
tone between you guys came back with Galahad and the Drow are coming dropped faster than Pro Jared's sub count.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh.
Whoa, Amy. Amy, look at your computer.
The backup is still working though.
Yeah, I mean, this is still working too.
Oh, it's just making me weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck? How'd it come from up there? God damn it!
Alright, here is the message you received back from Evolia. You are about to be under siege. Mon Kai will fall, and you should be on the winning side. When that happens, you are noble. Act like it. Mon Kai is the drow word for the other kinds.
Oof.
I
Oof.
see.
If that happens, you would have to bring me along, otherwise.
Problems for
Cora-
just everyone.
Cora just like clenches her fists so hard that it like
White knuckles.
like her nails puncture in her skin.
Oh, nice.
The skin on her knuckles look like she might be of a paler hued race. Like a fucking Monkai.
Damn it.
And that is where we will have to end off, and I have to cut this recording immediately or we might lose it.
Okay.
So there's no farewell ASMR this time, sorry.
And this has been Always Sunny in Aeva.
You dumb slut.
Shit! Shit! Shit!
This fucking message.
Jojo.
Holy shit!
Have you watched JoJo's?
I have not.
Why'd you do the Dio pose when you were quoting Joseph?
You can't not when you're doing anything JoJo.
You really should.
Oh my god!
I've been meaning to, but we recently lost Netflix, and we're getting it back relatively soon.
Well, it's not on Netflix.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There's probably a base.
There's several
At
different.
least a number of seasons.
They don't have. They probably doesn't have all of JoJo's. They probably have some seasons. Anyways, I'm peacing out.
Catch you around.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
All right, later, Matt.
Fucking message.
Actually, wait. Before I go.
Waiting.
Mind if I borrow your drill for minis? Unless you need it still.
Yeah, go ahead and take it.
Okay. Where do you keep it?
It's probably somewhere in that pile. I don't know. It might be over there also.
Some goddamn shit happened this session.
Indeed we do.
Shit, indeed.
I'm actually gonna take my dice with me this time.
You're making me worried. I still need time to prepare more spells, by the way. Okay.
You want some fuck? Drop on
You
there.
didn't do that on the
Can you
morning?
just drop on there?
Sure. I haven't
Big
slept.
ol'